Today is fine day in California.
I love it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy, where everything is canon and the topics, well, they're more like a set of guidelines. Joining me on this crusade is my infallible, infallible partner, Chris, with Infinite Tale Chronicles. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Had a conversation with the scripture artist, and we're back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. They had to kind of take a break for school stuff, understandable. But now they're done with school, and we're full steam ahead. So yeah, that's really exciting. But what's also exciting is making his first appearance on the Frenzy is the man who is a traitor to all pixels. We have the man who put the little in Little Mermaid, little traitor.
Little, I don't know how little she is. She's kind of busty, but yeah, it's good to be here, buddy.
Yes, Pixel and me go way back. He's a good friend, and I'm happy to have him on here. He's got a really cool book that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. But yeah, how's everyone been doing today so far?
Whew, I guess I'll start. It's been crazy. We launch our campaign in a week, and so I'm still editing a trailer. I've still got some perks and stuff I'm trying to finalize for the campaign page. All kinds of little adjustments I got to make for international shipping and all that fun stuff. So,
fun.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Plus, I'm trying to finish the preview that I've been teasing for almost a year. I've got a few more pages of lettering to do and some layout stuff, and so I'm just trying to compress all that down as fast as I can and just knock it out. And it's just been kind of stressful, but I mean, it's good. It's a good stress.
Yeah, I do I actually it's it's kind of a difference between the stress where it's actually going towards something. Versus the bull crap stress. It's weird.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, has anyone seen the GTA 5, the GTA 6 trailer crap?
Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm optimistic. I know it doesn't show any gameplay, but it did one thing that most modern entertainment doesn't do, and that's its female protagonist there, Lucia, the hottie. She's not a browbeating, screeching harpy. I mean, she's in love with Jason there, her male coat, whatever. And that they, despite it being a Bonnie and Clyde, criminal story or whatever, it's nice to see a healthy relationship dynamic again.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and it's the guy is the man is still a man, and he treats his woman right. It's I don't know. It's are we back? Not sure, but I will say this though. I am actually tempted to buy an Xbox Series S just so I can play this game. It's because I already got a PC. It's going to come to PC, but my PC will probably play it it'll probably be able to play it. Because I got the 3060 laptop kind of thing. But it could probably play it, but it just looked like ass. So I'll get a Series S. And just play it that way, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jason Ingram doing his flexing, showing off his emojis, channel member, and whatnot. So yeah, let's just go right into the topic here. So this was inspired by how Thunderbolts came out, and I enjoyed it, but it kind of reignited the John Walker kind of controversy, you got two camps. The people who actually like him, and the people oh, don't you see he's mocking you? Those kind of people. But in particular, they bring up the scene where he kills a terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think Falcon Winter Soldier is a perfect example of they clearly desperately want you to see John Walker as a villain.
It's not working.
But through Wyatt Russell's he's got that Russell charm. He inherited his father's charisma, I gotta say that.
Yeah.
He's got his father's charm and his mother's good looks.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean the topic is basically should superheroes kill? And as a fan of characters like Rorschach, yes, I would have to agree. I mean, criminals are a problem. If somebody kills somebody, they forfeited their life. And by allowing them to live, you are basically being kind of witness and participating in their next murders. So by taking them out, you are eliminating a problem. So
yeah, like this comes up every with the Joker and the Batman, with all the and even addressed it in Batman media, Under the Red Hood. This was like a central plot point.
Yeah.
Of all the people Joker has killed, all the stuff. Of all the people, Joker should be the one to get a bullet to the head.
Yeah. Because every time Joker comes back, every murder he's committed after you've, allowed him to be arrested or whatever, that's on you, man. Like, you have the ability to stop it and you allowed it to persist. Maybe that's just my own moral compass, but I would rather be, was it judged by 12 than carried by 6? We're at a point now where, if there's a problem out there and you're not solving it, then you're part of that problem too.
Yeah. Pixel, what's your take on this?
Man, that's hard. It's that fine line, right, between a classic hero and the more anti-hero kind of vibe. Because Punisher was my favorite growing up, and I considered him a hero, but the more I learned about the different types of characters and stuff, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's not really the hero type. I mean, he's definitely justified in his actions, and he's killing the right people.
Yeah.
But is he really a hero? I don't know. And so, yeah, that's a tough one. And the Superman and Justice thing, we kind of leaned into that a little bit on X, and I had said, there's a certain point where you break a character, and I don't feel they're a hero anymore. And that point was
all it takes is one bad day.
Yep. He's not that Boy Scout anymore. And so you lose the hope, you lose all of what made him that pinnacle of goodness, the person that could, no matter what he faced, he still had that moral kind of judgment to not cross that line. And once you cross that, you throw everything else into question, and then he doesn't seem like that great of a hero anymore.
I think that's why we had such a visceral reaction to Man of Steel, where by any objective metric, Superman did the right thing. He literally had no choice but to stab his neck. But we just see Superman, who is, like Pixel described, this paragon of goodness, and to see him kill somebody, even if he breaks down and has this emotional, because he which I think that's a fairly realistic reaction for that kind of Superman. But just to see him kill is weird.
Yeah. Well, I see twofold in that too. I see that morality is a luxury that we can deal with, after the fact. When survive, like you said, he did all the right things. If he didn't do that, a lot of people would have died. So when you weigh one life versus many, that's not really a morality issue anymore. That's mathematics or calculus. But when it also comes down to the Boy Scout hero, well, the villains are also not at that same stake either. You have the Boy Scout hero in our mythology and in our our fiction and in our media, but the villains are also not the ones that are just insert I just genocided a bunch of people and I did insert the most heinous crimes you could think of, and he's like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Arrow actually did this very poorly. The superhero was killing. It's it's killing back on the table. They just say it so casually. I think there's this Warp Zone skit where they make fun of it, where Felicity's oh yeah, I killed somebody. You guys are all having your fun. I just felt like killing somebody. It's oh god. But speaking of killing it, Creature, my own creation, says, boss, when do I get rocket launcher? Never. Take the crystal. No, Screecher. Bad Screecher. God, I love it. So let me ask you this: since all three of us are comic creators, content creators, let me just kind of go around and ask the important question, and we'll start with the guest first. Does the Little Mermaid kill?
Oh God, yes. And she wouldn't be a Merc without it. In fact, I mentioned Punisher a little while ago, and Punisher is probably the best parallel to her. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, she's even more unhinged than the Punisher in some degree because, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, she snaps essentially. She gets pushed to her limit, and she trains and goes and just takes out everyone in her way. And it doesn't matter, you know, if they were part of the group that caused her trouble or not. If they were in her path, they're going to catch it. So yeah, she kills, and quite effectively. There's a few scenes that get pretty gnarly, but yeah, we're having a lot of fun with this thing. It's kind of crazy. And Screecher, we have a rocket launcher you can borrow.
Oh, no, I will not allow it.
We also have a minigun and a shotgun and a throwing starfish.
Keep those to yourself.
Yeah, we got Sebastian there.
Yeah, Sebastian.
Wait, is it literally Sebastian?
Yes.
Sebastian. Sebastian. The starfish's name is Nippleon. Well, it's Nippleon, however you say it, but we could say Nippleon. Boner Thwart the 7th. And he is part of the royal family of Modesty Starfish for the royal...
Modesty Starfish.
Yes, sir.
What is the practices and standards or whatever?
Yep. You know, as the mermaids age, their scales start to slough off, and they develop appendages that need covering, and and so the starfish step up.
All right, we were supposed to wait another 15 minutes, but this is just too good. It works. So, you previously did this on FMC, so now you're doing the Kickstarter for this, right?
Right. Yeah.
And if you want to check this out, I have the link here in the description. So just give us also, I do love that. Give us a quick little overview of this.
It's a pretty straightforward story. Basically, a smuggler fucks around and finds out. That's kind of how we put it. But what happens is it's in the late 1950s, and a smuggler loses a shipment overboard. He really wants those weapons and drugs back, and Little Mermaid is willing to, give them back at a cost. And it's basically we stepped back, looked at the original tale from Hans Christian Andersen, said, okay, how can we warp this and still poke fun at Disney and everything else, and just have a good time with this? And it all started with a meme on X. Actually, I guess it was Twitter at the time, but I was like, the new movie's coming out.
Twitter.
Yeah, the movie is coming out. We want to make fun of the movie because everybody's making fun of the movie. I think guns were trending at the time, so I put together a picture that captured the AR-15 kind of vibe and a mermaid with a machine gun, and it blew up. And we're like, within a couple hours of all that, we had character names, we had a storyline going, and we were off to the
Little
races.
Murderade.
A Little Mermaid. Yeah. Yeah, Mermaid just rolls off the tongue. And so we've got this campaign. So the previous campaign, we actually had a separate cover from Eric Niedltowski that has the kind of an homage to the meme, which isn't listed here. Actually, if you go to fmc.littlemermaid.com, that's the old campaign. But I can drop it in for you real quick.
Yeah, drop the link, please.
If I can type. There it is. My system is still freaking out on me. I should have rebooted before I came in here.
Oh,
that probably would have helped.
Probably. Well, let's see.
Yeah, so you're running this. I see you're running this through Randy Zimmerman's company.
Right. Well, we've got Arrow attached to us. I mean, I'm really managing pretty much everything, but yeah, we're the first book from the 3G imprint, which is Guns, Girls, and Gore.
Nice.
So we're having a good time with that. But the book did really well on FMC, and we've made 21,000 there, I believe is what it was.
Not
And we're looking
bad.
at doing a last chance campaign on Kickstarter, bringing
yeah.
two new covers. We've got the GI Joe homage cover, and then we've
that
got
looks sick.
because whenever you go to Kickstarter, there's always that not safe for work thing you got to play with. So, you don't have to, but come on, it's a mermaid. Of course, we're gonna do it. So we've got
people want their seafood titties.
Exactly. So we're gonna offer that. Napoleon,
Ooh, gorgeous interiors.
he's slacking on his job and he waves to the camera. So we have a nip slip.
Nice.
And of course, the crab is obviously inspired by the meme.
Absolutely. So the cigarette meme as well as the knife meme, and we just took it a little bit further. Yeah. So his whole thing is he was captured, taken to the galley of a ship, like a restaurant, seafood type restaurant ship thing, and instead of dying there, he fights his way out and kills the chef and takes the knife with him. And so he's got the battle.
Now
wounds,
you're cooking. Now you're cooking.
Exactly.
It's like Ratatouille.
Yep. Splatitouille.
Okay, so Screecher aerial crossover when?
Good question. Actually, the funny part is we can't call.
That's a good question.
We can't call her Ariel.
Yeah, it's
legally.
Yeah, dude, that homage to the G.I. Joe action figure, like the blister pack in the back, that looked freaking amazing. I saw that on Twitter and I was like, holy crap, when can I get the figure? It's like globulous.
Yeah, that came out great. So the artwork was originally done by Matt Barr, and then I had Billy Basco go through and completely repaint over the top of it. So it's all his work, just guided by Matt's lines. He's really good about being able to retain somebody's style, but still add his own kind of vibe to it. Then, he did the whole G.I. Joe background thing after I talked to him about it, and it looked perfect. I'm like, okay, I can't have this art and not do a proper cover.
Yeah.
And I'd seen the Star Wars ones before, and I always thought they looked okay, but I always felt the figure didn't look quite right. So I'm like, if we're going to do this right, we got to do this right. And so I went to my buddy who's a 3D designer, and I said, what are the chances of, we don't even need to actually make the toy, but I mean, if we want to, we could, but can you make me a toy mermaid based on this art? And he's like, hell yeah, man. And so he went to work on it.
And knowing is half the battle.
Exactly.
I was waiting for the right opportunity.
Oh man. He did a fantastic job on it, and then I'm like, well, if he's going to do that great of a job in the 3D, I got to make sure this thing is spot on. And so I tried to do the best I could to emulate that G.I. Joe vibe. I think I did a pretty good job. There's a few little things that are slightly different, but for the most part, I captured as much as I could of the original type of vibe from I think it was, I can't remember which line of the G.I. Joes it was, but it was like one of the earlier years before they started doing the 3D text.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was pretty awesome. I'm really impressed with how it all came together. I still have just a few tweaks on the back that I need to do, but it's pretty much done.
Yeah, dude, it looks gorgeous, man.
You need to at least have one made just for yourself.
Yeah, so I have a Sebastian actually right here on my desk that he's about the size of my fist, and fully articulated. His little claws go and everything, but it's a little fragile, and I broke a piece of it that I have to re-glue.
Oh, is it resin? Did you guys print it in resin?
It's resin, yeah. So we need to get a different type of resin for it to be able to make it a little more flexible, so it doesn't snap immediately. Yeah, but it's pretty sick. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that whole project, man, looks freaking awesome. But when you showed off that the G.I. Joe casing, I was like, you know, when you look at something and you have to do like a triple take to make sure you're not hallucinating. That was what happened. I was like, wait, is that real? What is? Then I like zoomed in and I'm like, nose bouncing off the screen. I'm like, holy crap, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys knocked that one out of the park.
It's actually designed too, so the tail portion of it is a twist lock, so you could take the figure, untwist it, and then snap on a pair of legs and twist it back on, so that you can do the whole transformation thing.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, so if we do decide to make it a toy, it'll come with legs as well that you can pop on and off and be able to recreate the action.
That's awesome.
So when are you launching?
We launch midnight between the 16th and the 17th. So it'll be like 12 a.m. on the 17th. It'll officially go live.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a little bit carried away with that, but Chris,
Mhm.
do your characters kill?
Oh God, yeah. I wouldn't call any of my characters heroic in that sense. Yeah, there's like so. Yeah, like our main hero here, Ashling. She there's a part in the second book. Not to get into too many spoilers, but when the religious dogma has been lifted, and you start having to take accountability for your own actions, things like murder tend to weigh heavily on people. And we start to see stuff like that with her. And then, the past starts kind of creeping up on some of the other heroes where they're like, we were just killing animals, man. Like we were told, but we're just following orders. That's what that's what our gods told us to do. So it wasn't bad, it was all
Just
good.
following orders.
And then when the animals started talking back saying, why did you kill me? They're like, wait a minute, maybe that wasn't a good idea. So yeah, murder, death, and violence are very common in the Infinite Tale Chronicles.
Is meat back on the menu?
Oh God, yeah, it's just very, very. I'm not trying to glorify it. It's not like this awesome. Look at how violent. No, there's like it's pretty sad actually. There's like freaking chick breaks down. Yeah. So.
All right. Hey, Orthodox Media. So I will say I'm going to be like the one person to buck the trend. Screecher does not kill. She might murder with words, but she does not murder the flesh. She murders the mind. I've got it. I guess I'm trying to do like an all ages kind of thing. Like I'm very, very, but so yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Because like I feel like we there's kind of like this like sliding thing where it's like, oh, murder's on the table. Well, guess I'm Punisher now. Everyone dies. When like there are some people it's like, oh, kill only when necessary or whatever. But like once you have that first death, it's just such a, I hate to say, a slippery slope to murder down.
Yeah. Well, and then there's that point. That was Pixel Trader brought it up about the whole anti-hero thing, and it's like, what are you trying to convey here with your protagonist? Is it a hero, an anti-hero, a villain? It gets, like you said, a slippery slope where you've got this character that's indiscriminately killing people or killing people that may like, oh, it's a jaywalker. That's not really heroic anymore. That goes into the other two categories.
Yeah, and like villain oftentimes can be like a matter of perception because like if you look at Batman, everything about him, literally, if it was just written just slightly differently, he would be a villain.
Oh yeah. Did you ever see that College Humor skit? Remember where they're like, down with the rich, the 1%, and Batman's like, oh yeah, well maybe they earned their money.
But yeah, so Pixel, why do you think it is that people hold to the like this no kill rule for a lot of people, but other people are like, yeah, I want this person to kill.
I really don't know. I think it's just some people are tired of the same old kind of thing, or they just don't. I don't want to use the term tourist because that's a really kind of a taboo word, but
that's allowed.
I think a lot of people that have come in and wanted to change these characters are people that fundamentally don't know enough about the characters or have only experienced them in certain media and don't have enough exposure to them being that heroic level of good that can't be
it's like we're
like that. Sorry, my kids like
we're at a point where there's like the fandom perception of a character and like the actual perception. Like you see this a lot in the Avatar fandom. Avatar: Last Airbender. I can't believe I have to like specify, but it's funny. With the character of Avatar Kyoshi, like the fandom, it's like, oh, she's like this murder happy, takes no prisoners, blah blah blah. When in reality, she's more just ends justify the means kind of person. Like she's not trying to like just kill everybody, but she's about decisive action. Like there's kind of a very big difference in there. And it's like, it's almost two different characters that the people have in their heads. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then
Yeah, I couldn't tell you because I don't have that much experience with Avatar. So I watched the show, but I didn't watch it like religiously. So I caught some bits of it over time. I've never actually committed to like watching. The
yeah.
entire thing
Plus,
from
with
the end.
Avatar, there's a
Probably
lot of
should.
expanding universe stuff. Like there's some comics, there's some novels. Like there's a whole Kyoshi novel that really gets into her character.
Gotcha.
But yeah, tone matters and what type of morality you want to grapple with. Then he says, "This is a tricky part of my story. Doesn't my character kill? That is hard when she has a past life, or if she was a serial killer. And that's the other thing. Like, it's very hard not to do a story where a character kills and not have them be essentially a serial killer. You know?
Well, it gets easier after the second. I mean, so I've heard.
So he's heard. Chris, do you have any bodies in your basement?
Why would I use the basement and the bodies? You know, my works of art, my playmates, they're out in the ocean.
Note to self: never piss off Chris.
Things are deader down where it's wetter.
Tell that to Mac's girlfriend.
Oh.
Bum, bum.
Under the sea. See, I think the reason why people like Little Mermaid is she's always wet.
Oh.
Well, sort of. Maybe. I gotta think about that one for a minute. You know, it's funny. The whole lore that we have is when she's not wet is when she has legs. So yeah,
That's awkward.
we kind of did that whole splash thing. Yeah, awkward.
Daryl Hannah's butt.
So, like, if she starts to get aroused, she just starts to grow the tail again.
Oh no! Oh god, that could hurt. Man.
I will defer to my ranking.
I can just feel like that is a topic that I do not want to explore. All right. Let's.
There was something about cloaca or jokes. How do you say it?
We have like Danny DeVito doing like the anatomical impossibilities of what happens when she gets aroused while you're kind of doing stuff.
or like, what if she tries to use lube?
Oh,
I'm so sorry, guys. I did not make me. Okay.
no.
All right. Let's get back to the comments.
Yeah, man, sorry.
Look, no, it's fine. I can either confirm nor deny the truth of that statement and it being easier. You can play around with it a lot. In a brutal barbaric setting, full of death and misery, a character that doesn't kill will stand out and have a lot of moments of more reckoning. I am the only one allowed to do bad jokes. My mind. See, that's the other thing. Like when you have a setting that is all killing, like a Conan the Barbarian kind of setting, where death is just you do something you do before breakfast. Like have a character that doesn't kill is just as abnormal to a superhero story where they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, because like honestly, my stance is it's more of like it all depends on the character, the tone, or whatever. But people take really weird absolutist stances with this. Like some people are like, "Oh, all superheroes should kill," or "No, none should kill." It's really weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to put myself into these situations, and it's probably the wrong thing to do because I think 99.9% of us would be basically Brightburn if we ever had superpowers.
Or the character from Megamind.
Yeah, I mean, it most like that's the folly of humanity is we're if you believe in like the Abrahamic religions, we're all evil by default. But like having that much power changes people, and
Power
honestly,
corrupts. Absolute power corrupt. Absolutely.
And you know, I often say it. It's like I'm
Yep.
kind of glad that people like me don't have power in this world. But like a lot of it, though, is when you look at the cold hard facts. It is disgusting and it is scary how, in order to preserve like peace and safety, sometimes people have to die. And it's like, so who gets to make that decision? Like mere mortals such as myself, it would be just coming off as a sociopath, but like in the grand scheme of things, like zooming out, looking at an inhuman, sterile perspective, it's like, yeah, that totally makes sense logistically or logically. But
I mean, how many people do we know
Yeah.
or we meet on a daily basis where we know that if it wasn't for society's laws and consequences, they would be a murderer?
yeah,
Like,
well,
like so much of people's actions
Yeah.
are curtailed by just getting arrested or whatever, or
yeah,
the old adage, like, you look like a person who's never been punched in the face, and it probably should have been.
yeah. Well, honestly, I'm a strong proponent in that. I think everybody should be punched in the face at least once in their lives. So
I'm all about finding out. I'm all for finding out.
Well, like the best teacher in the world is consequence, and a lot of people are protected by that,
I thought the best teacher was a fist flying into your face at 20 miles an hour.
But it's like getting punched in the face once and you realize how much that hurts. You tend to not want to start shit with other people.
It's like, look at any of the videos where like you have like this one person, whether it be male or female, they're like talking a big game.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, fight me, bro, come on, you scared, you pussy, you scared, you gay, and like they push him, and all the guy does is like shove them or like they punch them once, and the other person's just on the ground, and they shut the F up.
It's bold. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm back in grade school. I had this one friend. He's a big, tall, quiet guy, and he went to a Catholic private school that shared the same. Like when we were waiting to catch the bus, he would be in the cafeteria with the public school kids. And one of my other friends, this little kid, had this obnoxious friend who's like, "What's with your friend? Why does he not say anything? You got to stick up his ass? Or he got to fence up his ass?" And my little friend's like, "Yeah, when you got a whole fence up your ass, haha." And then my other friend's like, "Shut up! Hit him once." And the kid just sat there for the entire duration with his eyes clenched, closed, his mouth wide open, him holding the impact point, and he just stayed there. And I'm like, "Yeah, I bet you wouldn't be saying that shit again, huh? Never talk shit ever again from that point forward."
Sometimes a set of knuckles are the best medication.
Yeah. Board of Education applied to the seat of learning.
Oh gosh. But yeah. So Jason says, my grandfather almost cold clocked me, and I just thought him doing this. Thought like, yeah, because. We're kind of a little older gentlemen here, and we remember like being scared of our fathers. Like we got in trouble in school and just coming home like, oh shit, my dad's gonna whoop my ass.
Yeah,
yep.
I was more afraid of my parents than the cops.
Oh yeah.
Oh, someone's panning.
Everybody's parents.
It kind of reminds me of like when my dad was growing up. See, he grew up in like southeastern Kentucky, so like Appalachia territory. And I said this, like, who here is familiar with the concept of a switch?
Oh yeah, go grab a branch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and not a Nintendo Switch, mind you. So basically, in the South, you have like these willow trees, and like their branches are very swishy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like
dynamic. And so back in my dad's time, this is like 60s, 70s kind of thing. If you got in trouble, your mom would make you go outside and pick your Switch. And oh, Lord help you if you brought in a small and dinky one. They would then your parents would go out.
I thought it was being funny one time.
The biggest one they could.
I pulled a piece of wood off the log pile one time and brought it in thinking it was funny. And My granny took it to my ass, man. She smacked me.
You found out. She's like, all right, you made your choice.
It's like an uprooted tree. It needs mechanical assistance.
Oh yeah, made your point, granny.
I don't know. Because I feel like we've wrapped in like the kind of the corrective measures with like abuse. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like some corrective measures, like maybe spanking or, you know, like that kind of thing. And it's like your child reaches for something, you smack their hand. You know, you're not like breaking the wrist or anything, but they're gonna remember that.
Yeah. It varies. Like discipline systems vary from person to person, because what a smack to the hand could do to one person, they just resent it and they're like, well, I'm gonna do it anyways, you know. So obviously you got to do something harder, you know. But the idea is that you're not inflicting the pain to cause pain. You're inflicting the pain to deter that behavior. And if
I'm trying to remember. It's positive. I think it's called positive punishment. I think like positive. It's positive. Yeah, because I'm trying to think like the positive, negative, reinforcement, punishment, like that whole dynamic.
Oh yeah.
You're introducing a stimulus to discourage a behavior, so that's positive punishment.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember my Psych 101 class.
Yeah, I got a degree in that, and I still don't even remember.
All I know is a dude I used to work with when we worked retail. We'd get these just little a-hole kids sometimes coming into the store, and he'd lean over to me and he goes, "You know, if you hit them hard." I'm like, "You want to tell him?" He's all, "Hell no, I'm not telling anybody." Goes, but it's true. I'm like, yeah, I suppose it is.
So Jason says, my grandmother down in the Rio Grande Valley disciplined me with that. Ooh.
What, with the log?
Or the log? I've had to pick a switch a few times. Apparently, there's still at least one resting on the top of the fridge, and my parents from when my kid was little. That is a threat. That is a promise right there.
Yeah.
It's on the top of the fridge. I can grab it whenever I want.
Yeah.
All right, and then
it's like your mom or dad telling you, "I brought you into this world. I can take you."
Oh God, yeah, I've heard that as well.
It gets scary when you're in the car with them.
He says, "No, the switch," and then Jason says, "There's a difference between physical discipline and abuse." Yes.
Yeah.
The problem is the line can also be like very fine.
Yep.
Like sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, and oftentimes the people who are like big on like the physical discipline also are abusers. So like the line can even get muddy at times. Like they think that's why we've kind of put up those walls.
A little too far. Yeah.
Like obviously never punch your kid in the face. Never throw him down the stairs. Obviously.
Oh Jesus, yeah. I don't know what kind of lesson they're going to learn from that. Hey Billy, you broke the window. Oh shit, Billy's dead.
Oh, you broke the window? Let me throw you out the window. Yeah. Oh wait, I didn't open the window. You're going through the glass, I guess.
Well, I don't know what lesson he's going to learn when he's a court.
I do want to apologize for how dark this podcast is getting, but whatever.
The kid's a parkour master now.
We got the origins of like the Daredevil. Like they're like, what you thought was the real Daredevil origins were not correct. He was blind because he chose the large switch. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, Stick's name was originally Switch. Right?
Yeah, they named him because of the stick he used to whack Murdoch with.
Yeah, it's like
you'll learn echolocation today if it's the last thing I do. I don't care if I have to give you brain damage. Maybe that'll cure your blindness.
Yeah, no, that's what caused the blindness. He got smacked in the face by the switch.
Right. Yeah, that whole accident thing was a cover story for.
Yeah, so the CPS wouldn't pick him up.
My dad. One thing he likes to say is like, if you don't do this, your ass is grass. My dad was in love with that phrase. Like, I think he just loved how it sounded. You know, wait.
Your ass is grass and on the lawnmower.
tonight's topic: should superheroes out in the stairs?
Do you remember Handyman on In Living Color?
I'm the
God.
handyman, man.
He had an
Trying to remember what he
episode
said.
where he's a mentally, physically handicapped superhero, and he shows up in the like a restroom, and there's a handicapped guy in a wheelchair, and he's like, "Oh, thank God you're here, handyman. Somebody who's not handicapped is using the handicap stall." And the guy gets out, and he's all like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?" And then the handyman goes, "Looks like somebody's about to join the ranks of the disabled," and he like throws him out the window.
Okay, this is completely unrelated, but I want to bring this up. Do you remember that one streamer that claimed to be a paraplegic, and then one stream he just like got up and walked off? Like how? Like you have this bit. How do you not like at least turn your camera off, dude?
Yeah. Oops.
Like,
yeah, he
even-
slipped. It was like years, wasn't it? It was a couple of years of acting like that. He'd roll in on his wheelchair all the time.
Yeah, I guess apparently he
Powered
had like an
himself.
injury where he was like wheelchair bound, and then like it kind of became a bit, and he went with it. Like that's what I heard or whatever. Which fair enough.
Oh.
Still, you know.
Man, I would have thrown my hands up in the air and been, it's a miracle. Like,
Hallelujah.
praise the Lord.
Yeah, it's like
I'm here.
apparently people say Stevie Wonder isn't blind or whatever.
Well, he's legally blind, but he's not like full blind. Like he can see blobs and he can make out shit.
He claims to be full blind. I think it's like what you said, Chris, where it's like he's not as blind as he claims, but he is blind.
Yeah. He can't drive cars.
Apparently, he does drive cars.
Well, he could.
He
but,
does.
I mean,
he has
it's-
driven cars, actually.
Oh Jesus.
Bumper car.
Cars.
Gentlemen, I hate to do this, but I have to balance. I got to get my kid to jujitsu, but we'll have to come on
Yes,
another time.
Great, man.
keep
Another time,
this
sir.
fun going.
Hell yeah.
It was a pleasure. And yeah, so Little Mermaid, just to pitch it again real quick. Awesome action. Punisher meets Little Mermaid, launching next week. And very low goal because we've already funded previously. So we're just trying to get some new covers sold and get some more exposure out there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, littlemermaid.com. And yeah,
All right.
I'll see you soon. Thank you again for
Uh-huh.
having me on.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys soon.
I will.
Here we go.
Oh God, this show got really dark, but we got to have him on again sometime.
Yeah.
So Justin Owen says, "Did y'all ever see Defendor, the superhero movie star?" I have no idea this even existed.
you had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Does she look like a bit? No.
Oh God, I've seen that one. I've seen that.
Man. Yeah, that's sweet though. So he's launching at midnight on the 17th. So it's like Friday.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know the day of the week it is, but
Probably
So-
16th into Friday into Saturday.
yeah, nice. Oh, I forgot to ask him what channel is he doing a launch stream or?
I mean, you can ask him yourself. He's on Twitter. Like honestly, I've always had a lot of respect for Pixel.
Hell yeah.
I've known him for a couple of years now. He's always been like super respectful to me. The guy's a freaking genius. I just gotta say this. The guy is like super smart, and I have a lot of respect for that dude. You have Grease playing in my head now. Go Grease Lightning, you're turning down the corner track. Grease Lightning. Oh, did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit where they're doing Grease Lightning, but like Christopher Walken is like executive meddling to the point where it's like unrecognizable? No. We should change the lyric to "Have you ever seen a dragon?"
Yeah. Dude, my senior year in high school, I witnessed the most horrific takedown of a teacher I have ever seen in my life, and Grease Lightning was because of it.
Oh God! Okay,
This kid was a mouth. I can't remember. He was trying to do something, and the teacher was like flipping out on him, like "Be quiet back there" and all this. And it was like he was doing something like legitimately important, like I don't know, it was like student loan aid or something that like he had to get done. And basically he was getting yelled at for like not paying attention or whatever. And finally he like flipped out and he's like, just goes on the like, it was like the comedic takedown I've ever seen in my life. And he's like, and what's with those tattoos? I thought we weren't supposed to have tattoos in school. I mean, who has tattoos of purple lightning? Oh wait, those are stretch marks. Go purple lightning. Get out! And, like he got thrown out of class. Like, you know when you're not supposed to laugh and you just like whatever. And you just start laughing.
Or it's like you're witnessing like the most epic like verbal throwdown between like the teacher and student, and you have nothing to do with it. You're just sitting there, just like, I'm really glad I have nothing involved in this. I'm just enjoying the show right now.
It's like, holy crap! It was like one of those again, like witnessing like a car accident. You're like, is this really happening right now?
or like you're just sitting in class and just two people start fighting. And like you're just like sitting there, and all of a sudden the tornado comes to you, and you have to like get out of your chair real quick because you're about to get knocked over.
Yeah, collateral damage.
Yeah.
Whew.
All right, let's get some comments. He's a, let's say, very simple person who loves comics and decides to become a vigilante. I think they're talking about the Woody Harrelson movie.
Oh,
well, I'm about to check that out.
I thought you were talking about Pixel Trader. I was like, damn, dude.
The thing is, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Just stop it. Starts dancing. Damn it. I do not apologize. One of the things it does is keep a wasp nest. Follow the wasp. Like,
yeesh.
That is no. What you do is you put it into a plastic bottle, okay? And you have like a cap, all right? And then you throw it down. But before you do, you shake it. You get them really pissed off. And then you throw it down, all right? The glass bottle shatters. And now you have a bunch of pissed off wasps.
Yep. And they don't die when they sting, so they can keep repeating those stings.
See, like bees are one thing because they actually do something for the earth. Wasps are just assholes.
Yeah, they really are. And they're hard to kill too, dude. I've like crushed one and it's gotten up and flew, like stung me. I'm like, I just killed you.
Why won't you die?
Yeah, they're all V for Vendetta wasps.
You see what you see, sir, with the spray can. Wasps are not a physical thing; they're an idea. Yeah. You can't kill an idea. Original movie, Casey Jones.
Yeah, he's talking about Elias Codius.
Okay. So I'm talking. We don't give you 2 Greek fire.
You know, we still don't know how Greek fire is made. It's like one of those like recipes lost in the ages.
Yeah, same thing with like Damascus steel. Like we can make stuff that looks like Damascus steel, but is not Damascus steel.
Yeah.
Like Damascus steel was actually the inspiration for Valyrian steel in Game of Thrones. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh yeah. I know there's all sorts of like, you know, like what is it? God, I can't remember. There's like the Japanese steel for katana. You know,
I think we figured out Roman concrete. I remember reading something within the last year where like they finally figured out Roman concrete.
Do you remember Crucible steel, the Uthbelt swords of the Viking Age? Like they actually had, there was a Viking sword, and it was a brand, and you could tell, like it was like, you know, kind of like, well, I have the Ginsu knife or whatever, I have the whatever. This was the Uthbert, and it was written on the tang, so it was under the under the wrap and the handle and everything. But like it was basically spring steel back during like the Iron Age. So it's like,
that's gotta be lethal.
Yeah, well, it was like the sword could bend and stuff and then reshape back into its original shape. And it's like, we only recently, when I say recently, like maybe a century, we're able to reproduce that, you know, through like crucible steel. And it's freaky that, you know, there's like these weird technologies that are just lost to the ages.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the burning of the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, we did lose a lot with that. Like, there was a repository for now. Like, any book that came in to that area was confiscated. And if they had it, they returned it.
Mhm.
If they didn't have it, they copied it, then returned it to the person.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the greatest tragedies this world has ever seen. You know, we talk about Herculaneum and Pompeii, you know, like the people dying in the cities and stuff. I would argue that this is almost worse.
I'd say the Bronze Age collapse is like another really big tragedy. Because imagine if the Bronze Age collapse never happened. Imagine how much farther along we'd be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there's all those gaps in history. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, like all the shit they were doing, like the Greek and Roman times. And then the Huns just came in like these foreign invaders.
Yeah. They were imported. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jason says, yes, we figured out Roman concrete. There's volcanic ash as part of it. What we call concrete. Similar to concrete, just add. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, wow.
I know some people say Greek fire is just napalm. But if you look at like how they describe Greek fire, it actually does not behave like napalm.
No. I think they call it naphtha, or NAPHTHA, naphtha. That's the term that they like. We call it Greek fire, but the Greeks called it that. You know.
Yeah, because you look at the pictures, they had it in like a tube thing, and it would like come spraying out.
Yeah,
and
it stuck too. It was like a gooey.
Like napalm, napalm is more of a gel. Napalm is definitely more of a gel, whereas Greek fire was more viscous.
Yeah, and it burned on top of water, burned underwater. They had ships that would just sail out into an armada and just spray other ships with it.
Yeah.
Another thing from Game of Thrones. Remember that the wildfire? Yeah, and they blew up. They had that ship and it just exploded.
I would not be surprised if Greek fire did have some petroleum on it, because like petroleum does, you know, it floats on water kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see here. Don't forget. I don't like. Yeah, I've heard those stories about like Plato.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if Atlantis existed, we would have found it by now.
Yeah. Well, you remember the Bimini roads that they found under the ocean there?
Yeah, and like some of the statues and the cities.
Yeah. Like. Well, there are two other lost continents. There was Lemuria and Mu. And yeah, I thought that's what Lost was going to follow. Like, you know, back when I still gave a shit about, like, I thought writers were competent on TV shows. Like, my friends and I were all like, you know, contemplating, like, yeah, this is probably like Lemuria or Mu or something. You know, the wandering island. Like, and yeah, it turned out that wasn't it. But like, those were continents that supposedly exist. And Robert E. Howard even mentions them in Conan, like the Hyperborean stuff.
Yeah, because I think Howard and did like the prehistory, and like that's the other thing about Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings is meant to be a prehistory of our Earth.
Yeah, it's a folklore for Great Britain. Like it was supposed to be their own stuff.
Yeah,
it's
like honestly, it feels really weird because like in our day and age, there's very few things that are left are there unexplored. The big thing is the Amazon rainforest. Like, you like imagine how much shit is the Amazon rainforest that we haven't discovered just because how dense. Like, it goes on for thousands of miles.
Yeah. Well, they were showing that it's theoretically impossible to on foot travel from South America to the United States. Like, how dense the rainforests are and all that. Like, it's too treacherous for people on foot. Man, so yeah, who knows what's been buried and claimed by the jungles?
I don't think Bigfoot exists in the United States because while there are remote parts of the United States, it's covered enough that I think if Bigfoot really did exist, we would have had more evidence. That being said, I do think it's possible the Yeti exists.
Yeah, out in the Himalayas.
Yeah, because there's so much remoteness of it. And they found similar evidence of Bigfoot that, like, I think a Yeti might exist.
God, do you ever see those videos of, like, they had that one of the woman, like, panicking when they were climbing Everest and there were just bodies sliding down the mountain from the winds and stuff? and it's like nobody's gonna recover those bodies. Like they're just you drop and die. That's where you're staying. Like green boots.
And like honestly, like have you seen some of these crossings are just like rickety rope bridges.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the other thing about Everest. There's like this thing called the death zone, where literally there's not enough air for you to survive. The air is so thin.
Oof.
Like if like literally it's like you have 15 minutes. So it's basically like if you don't have supplemental oxygen, it's like a race to get up there, take your selfie, and then get the fuck back down.
Damn. Yeah. You know, maybe I'm just not rich enough to want to do something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like the challenges of life are not boring enough for me to want to do something that dangerous. But like, if I was ever like, I wouldn't willingly put myself in a situation like that, you know? Yeah, there's no air here. Human beings are not supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, Irem and Shangri-La. Like Uncharted 2 did dealt like Shambhala or whatever. I think it's like Shangri-La.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that's like out in the jungle could still be there. Like we do know that El Dorado was like just a story the natives told to the Spanish. Like,
Yeah,
it did not exist. Or I think it was like a lake. It was actually like a lake or something, like it's a translation issue.
yeah. Well, El Dorado means like the golden one, so it's like, okay, like what does that mean? Like, and it's Spanish too, so it's like, what's the real word? Like, what was the Mesoamerican word for it?
Yeah, the only mythical creature that I'm 100% sure that I know it exists is the Kraken, like the giant squid.
Oh, they've shown those.
Yeah, we've seen because they're usually like really deep down. But like we've caught like 15-foot tall giant squids, and also like I have seen like snakes in the Amazon where like their bodies are like this big.
Yeah, humans could fit in there.
Yeah, it's insane. There still is a lot we don't know about our world, and I find it fascinating.
Yeah. I think it's also kind of weird that we know more about what's going on off the planet than we do what's going on in our oceans and like remote areas.
Yeah, that is a thing. We've explored space more than we have the oceans. It's because the ocean is such an inhospitable place. Because like you go down the pressures, but also there's like the desire. The reason we landed on the moon in the 60s was to piss off the Soviets. That was really the only reason we got to the moon.
I'm sure we really got to the moon. Just ask Stanley Kubrick.
I've seen The Shining. I know he was apologizing for it.
Yeah.
So the Megalodon could be when it comes to the oceans, honestly, anything's possible. Like there's some saying like the Plesiosaurus, that one dinosaur could still be alive. Like
Jesus.
So some people say Nessie was actually a plesiosaur, is actually a plesiosaurus or whatever. In regards to Nessie, they've done surveys. There's not enough fish in Loch Ness to sustain a monster that size.
Well, what if it was only temporarily there? Like it got landlocked and it fled out?
I've heard some stuff like there's supposedly like there's some tunnels that lead to other places, which maybe.
The coelacanth, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the sea, anything's possible.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was in 4th grade or something. We went to the Harvard Museum in Cambridge, and they had a coelacanth like corpse preserved in water. That is a scary looking fish, dude. Like it's an armor-plated tooth machine.
And another one is the Tasmanian tiger. Supposedly, they've been starting to spot the Tasmanian tiger on like trail cams. Like it's like deep in Tasmania. They like deep in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome to the land way under, down under. The sky's always yellow in rain or shine.
Like yeah, like they've encountered, like they've spotted, like, and also like there's been like eyewitness accounts of them, like people in like neighborhoods spotting them peeking out of the trees.
Dude. That was kind of sad seeing the last. Remember the footage of the last Tasmanian tiger?
Yeah, didn't he die in the 30s?
Yeah, it was like this old black and white like video footage, and like this is the last. You know, the people filming this were the last human eyes that saw it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think the dodo's ever coming back.
Well, that I mean, kind of like the dodo needed to go. That was just an evolutionary dead end. It's kind of like the pandas. Pandas have no business being alive. Like they are kept alive because of humans.
Yeah, they're a political tool. But like
Yeah.
Tasmanian tigers, at least they're capable of hunting and society.
Yep.
Like I could totally see like, you know, like not all of them. Like a few of them kind of survived and they started breeding again over the 50 years or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, check this out.
Yeah, that's the footage. Look at that thing.
Oh my, it's beautiful. I'll tell you that.
I think it's a marsupial too.
The worst part is, you know, if they confirm the Tasmanian tiger exists, there's going to be people who try to have it as a pet.
God, I don't know why people would want wild animals like that as pets. You know,
Or at the very least, like I could see once they stabilize it, maybe they try and domesticate it.
yeah, no, like some animals, you know, like they should be. Like I've seen people have pet foxes and stuff, and it's like, guys.
I mean, there's a fennec fox, which is kind of like a pet thing, but also, you know, there's a dude in Russia who's been like domesticating red foxes, right?
Yeah. I saw that it's like on YouTube. It's like recommended videos, and this guy's got these pet foxes or a pet fox, and I'm just like, that's an animal that deserves to be out in the wild, and you got it like chained up in the backyard, essentially. Like that's unfair.
I don't know. I would like to have a red fox as a pet. They're kind of.
I'm
adorable.
coming for you, Elizabeth. Oh wait,
It's just when it's just like you start petting them and they like literally are laughing and they're smiling. It's kind of adorable.
yeah.
I will say this though: if I was filthy, stinking rich, I would have some pet cheetahs.
Man,
Because like they're actually like of the big cats, they're the one that you could actually maybe kind of work with. You know, if you knew what you're doing. You know.
God, I got one that just won't leave me alone right now. So
You have a cheetah that won't leave you alone.
yeah, he won't shut up. Like apparently, like I think he's addicted to the food I got him. Like I'm gonna have to take him to the vet and see if he doesn't have like some type of like I don't know, a parasite or like hormonal thing or something. Because like he will eat and then a second, like right after he finishes, he's like, "I'm still hungry. Where's more?" And I'm like,
That just sounds like any cat. Like I remember my Nana had a cat named Sweetie, where every time my Nana would go into the kitchen, she'd go in there and start meowing at her.
yeah, this one's trying to crawl on me. And he's scratching me, and he's all screaming at me. He was like earlier, he was throwing out his food dish. He literally grabbed his food dish and hucked it down the hallway at me.
Oh, did you ever see that video where like the Shiba Inu, he's like barking at the person, and he just like grabs his dish and like flings it on the ground?
Yeah, that's what this guy did, but only he hucked it down a hallway at me.
Red foxes in America are showing early signs. Yeah, like I can imagine a lot of animals are domesticating themselves. Like I do think crows are domesticating themselves.
Oh God, yeah, those corvids in general are super smart.
Like how many stories have we seen where it's like, oh, there's a corvid, and I started giving it treats. Then all of a sudden it started bringing me things because corvids are smart enough to understand transactions.
Yeah, and I didn't know this, but blue jays are part of that family. They're actually crows.
Really?
Yeah, the blue jay is like it's like in between a magpie or like yeah, it's.
I wouldn't mind a cougar, especially if you had a good job.
I'll be the pool boy.
Oh God, yeah, you'll have to have your shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah, crows are super smart. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Hey, Keely.
Hey, Keely. Yeah, we're in the frenzy portion of the Friday night. Friday.
Alabama.
Like honestly, yeah, we're in the second hour. all bets are off. We're just talking about whatever. Okay. This is the video.
That's literally the same bowl and everything my cat just threw at me.
See, like, I love Shiba Inus, but they're kind of assholes.
Yeah. They need a lot of attention, a lot of exercise. They're kind of hyper.
Yeah. And if they don't get it, they will tell you.
Yeah, your house will be destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just kind of like shooting like with crap or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do say, like now that I have a pet again, it's made me very happy.
Yeah, man.
All right. How many pets do you have, Chris? Just curious.
I just have old Gabe here. He was a rescue. He's an orange cat, and he's very, very vocal, and he's a people cat. And I've never seen people cats before, but he's not afraid of strangers. He's not afraid of loud noises, and he comes up to everybody.
Yeah, orange cats are something special. I'll tell you what. Let's see here. So it's like we haven't thrown fireballs yet, so we are good. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
All right. So for those who aren't aware, this is Charcoal. She's adorable. She's my girl.
Color.
Rat of color. Like, yeah, that's why I needed Charcoal. She's actually been doing a lot better. The medicine seems to have done its job. She's not really coughing anymore, so she's gonna make it after all.
Nice. What, the rat of color is something strange? I heard they erected a statue of Charcoal in the Times Square.
No, do not disrespect her. That is rude. Apologize to Charcoal. She did nothing. Charcoal is innocent. Oh God, yeah, I saw that. It's so stupid. Remember when like they put like that mighty girl in front of the Bull of Wall Street?
Yeah, that's a perfect symbolism of feminism too. A completely like defiance to something like superior to it, without defying reality. It's like, yeah, if we were to let that scene play out, that little girl would be trampled.
Yeah, and the only reason it got removed is the original artist of the Bull raised a big stink about it, like changing the meaning of his art piece, which it kind of did.
Yeah. Yeah, bull markets are good, guys. You want a bull market.
Yes. Yes, man. You want a bull market. She wants to go under my shirt real badly.
Is it warm over there, or is it just?
Well, it's warm, and also it's like she wants to be near me.
Oh, you got a rat tail now. Oh wait. Uh-oh.
No, she's good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go give this guy some food. It'll take me like 1 second. He is insufferable. He's scratching me now. Come on.
Yeah, feed the kitty. So yeah, if you guys got any questions for me, feel free. Got a question for Charcoal? That is A-okay. Got her right there for you. But in the meantime, I'll give some more details on Screecher. So the original artist had to take a break because of school stuff, but he's back now. I should be getting some pages on Sunday, so I'll be sharing those for Work in Progress Wednesday. That's going to be pretty sweet. We are going to be launching Screecher 4 this October. And that will complete Volume 1, so we'll be doing the trade next year. And so I got three projects for next year. I got the Screecher trade, Project Access 1 and 2, and then this isn't official yet. Like we haven't set this in stone yet. But what we might do is we will probably going to finish off 2100 Samurai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we only got one issue left to finish that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do finish that last issue, but I'm not going to release it as an individual issue. It's going to be I'm going to go straight to the trade with that one. So it's so yeah. Okay, here's a question: would I let Screecher use a flamethrower? You know what? Sure, why not? I'll allow Screecher to use a flamethrower. I'll allow it. This owl's on fire.
But they're not dead. They're just in severe, intense pain and in the burn unit.
Yeah. You know, I actually do feel really bad if you're an indie trying to start out now from like nothing. Like, I'm fortunate that I actually have a bit of a fan base. Like, there's people who specifically like Screecher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fort where like I can release issue 4 and like there's a good chance it'll be successful. You know, but like if you're just an indie who doesn't have the fan base, I don't know if I would start now if you know if I knew what I knew about how hard it would be in this day and age.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I would have done any of this if I knew what was coming. You know, it's a hobby, it's a passion project, it's all that. You know, as far as making money goes, that's kind of a distant pipe dream. But like, it's all the weird shit that's like attached to creating indie comics that bothers me. Like, I don't mind the production stuff. It's difficult.
Oh, whatever. I love the production. It's very mentally fulfilling.
Yeah, but like all the social media popularity contest stuff, the clicks, the
for example, every time somebody does all right, let's do a bracket contest for these characters. Who's stronger? Who would beat who? It's not about who's stronger. It's about who's more popular.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I don't think I've ever participated in any of those because
I've done a couple of them. I did one recently. I made it to the first round, and then the second round I was paired up next to Vaughn. And as soon as I saw that, like, yep, I'm not making it through. I mean, no hate to Vaughn. He's a more popular creator, you know. So like, yeah, it is what it is. You know, I'm not really mad or anything. It's just, you know.
I don't like that I have to be like a YouTuber to or like a social media light. Like I was never one of, like popular kids. I'm not going to win those contests.
Yeah, me neither. Like I resisted for so long. People can say you need a platform, and yeah, I've started a platform, and as much as I hate to say it, it was a good idea because now I'm partially monetized. I've got over 600 subs. I'm sorry.
She's running.
She likes to do that. I started a clip channel, which I probably should pull that up so I can promote it. So yeah, like I like to do. I've like created some shorts like here or there. But like the way YouTube works is, if you do one or the other, it could harm you. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought she had jumped down.
Yeah, she's going for it.
Oh, you bet she is.
Somebody's mobile today.
Well, yeah, that's what she is mostly, usually. All right, so let me just share this, give myself some
she's on the edge. She's behind you.
Oh gosh. So yeah, Chris, did you know about this?
Yeah. I think you posted a few of these.
All right. Here's one.
Jason Ingram says, "Well, I have the marriage badge of dope." Orthodox Monk says he streams always going crazy, always tossing around that nasty N-word. Then he says Nick.
Are you saying my name is a nasty word?
The Boneyard says, "Chuck a brick at it."
I'll chuck a brick at you.
His name?
John Cena!
Jason Ingram says, "Well, I have the marriage badge."
Yeah, like that. It's just one of those things where it's like I saw the reference, and I had to do it. Jason Ingram's like, "Oh, you confirmed or not?" Yeah, because I think I'm actually reading out one of his comments. Comments in that, so it's funny. Yeah, because like there's so many funny moments on my live stream, especially like the game streams. That I don't know. It's just I thought it would be a good way to help promote the channel. You know?
Yeah, man. Oh.
I wonder how many people are just like watching for the shenanigans.
Yeah, well, keeps going back up there. She's gonna try to take a jump.
Yeah, there's a laundry basket behind the couch that she could jump into if she knew. But yeah, the females are generally like more exploratory. Also, do you see like the smarts? Like I was doing this, and she just went the other way.
Yeah. Oh, there she goes. This must be like the wake up time, like 7 p.m. or 7. Yeah.
Something about that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put her back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that because like as entertaining as this is,
yeah.
I kind of got a show to run.
You're gonna be chasing your rat.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. How old is your cat, Chris?
I think he's 13.
Oh, you got some more years left with her.
Yeah, and him. Yeah, he's he was a feral. He had his ear clipped and everything. He was a rescue, and apparently the owner, the quote unquote owner before him, was a bastard. And,
I hate that.
Yeah, like abandoned the cat to go outside, and generally they put ferals down. Like the rescue people will clip a feral and then put food out for it, but be like, look, that thing is not viable as a pet. And when they were doing that with Gabe, he started coming over to them and started being super affectionate. And they're like, wait a minute, ferals aren't like this. Mm-hmm. So they put him into the adoption queue, and I adopted him. And they're like, yeah, you know, he's got his claws, he's got his balls snipped, but other than that, he's a normal cat. And yeah, he's been super friendly, not afraid of anybody that ever comes over here, which is kind of annoying because I have friends that are allergic to cats. So they're like, please get this cat off me.
So Angela says, where's Splinter? I just put her away. Yeah. I just put her back in her cage. Tell you what, though. If you ask nice, Angelus, I will go get charcoal and shed. If you ask nicely. Only from then.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just really nice. Because like when she hears my voice, she'll like come out of the cage to the front to see me. Mm-hmm. Or like she'll be like on like one of the top tiers, so she'll like see me better. So she's like looking at me. She's very clingy, which if she were a real woman, I'd be a little bit weirded about it. But as a rat, I don't mind.
That episode of Family Guy where Brian went to the world where the people were dogs and the dogs were people, and the hot chick that had a leash just like making out with, oh, come on, stop. She's an affectionate dog, isn't she? Man. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Rats do need the rest. Rats are friends, not food. But yeah, like the thing you don't know is a lot of like there's two types of rats. There's breeder rats and feeder rats. The breeder rats are the ones who are bred to be pets. The feeders are the ones who are bred to be snake food.
Ouch.
Yeah, so like the ones who are for breeders, they don't really breed, like they don't really pay attention to like the genetics or like the temperament or whatever. It's like, all right, just breed or whatever. What's funny is technically charcoal's a feeder, which kind of makes me happy because if it wasn't for me, she'd be dried up shit on a newspaper right now.
Yeah. I had some feeder mice. One of my buddies, when I was a kid, he gave me one of his pet mice, and it was a female, and she started getting really fat one day. And then all of a sudden, I had to get a second aquarium and put all the gray and brown male mice in one aquarium and all the white female mice in another one. And when my parents were divorced, I had all the male mice at my dad's place and all the female mice at my mom's place.
Okay.
Like the scary thing about feeder mice though is that like they're prone to like cancer and stuff. Like they all got cancer.
Yeah, like honestly, that you get that with rats too. They are prone to cancer and respiratory illnesses.
Ooh.
I know Drake. That was my first 2 rats, Drake and Courage. Drake only lasted a year, but like he was actually starting to develop tumors on his underside. I could feel it.
Oh.
He was starting to get them. But he had like a bad respiratory illness, and I was like feeding him the medicine, but I guess didn't really work. He only lasted a year. Courage lasted about almost 2 years. It was doing fine, but then all of a sudden it got really bad. I think it like ate some rat poison or something because like I had some like problems, so I had like laid out some poison way back when, but then maybe it found like a stray pellet.
Oh.
Like that's why with charcoal, I do not want her to get on the floor.
Yeah.
I do not let her out of my sight. So like she's pretty much just on this couch. But like I do, because if she gets on the floor, who knows what happens? Because like I've had rats like go down here, and like get like hide under the couch, or they'll just explore the apartment. Like I remember when I had the first 2, I'd let them free roam a little bit, and it was funny. Like some of them, I have on my shelf up there. Like they would get up to that top, and it's like I watched their route. It's like really fascinating.
Yeah, those suckers jump too.
Yeah, I stopped doing it because they were male rats, and like they pee a lot more.
Yeah,
and it was starting to impact the smell of my apartment.
Oh God, that's yeah. I think I was telling you about the sugar glider thing that one of my friends had. It was just like peed on everybody.
Yeah, one of the good things about the females is they don't pee as much.
Yeah.
Like the males mark their territory. Females are smarter. They're more inquisitive. Just like the regular, whatever.
Wait, are they socially manipulative too? Are they devoid of all consequence? Oh no, wait, what was that line from As Good as It Gets? Well, how do you write women so well?
Okay. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah.
I just love the look on her face.
Yeah. Not the answer she expected. Was that Julie Benz?
Just a couple of questions. How hard is that?
It might have been.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Darla from Buffy.
Yeah, well, she was she was on that Defiance show that the game that I worked on, like that was tied with it.
Oh, did you ever meet her?
Yeah, she has she'll tell you about her dogs. So
apparently she's like a nice person. Like I had a friend of mine. He likes to tell the story about how he was at a bar one time and he's like flirting with Julie Benz, and she was like flirting right back.
Oh damn. Yeah. Not to be on the opposite of that, but like Grant Bowler, he was our main like male protagonist hero on the show. Dude, that guy's awesome, man. He's a gamer. Like he'd be like, I'll take the question here. Like when they started asking about like games and stuff. Man.
Yeah, I always love it when like celebrities are actually gamers. Like, do you remember? Do you ever watch the behind the scenes, the Ren to the Sith game?
Oh yeah, dude. That I had a coworker that was an animator that worked on that, and oh god, what's his face there? The guy played Crashdown. He also did the voice of Palpatine in some of the things. What's his name? Black hair. The actor that played Starkiller.
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. I hate when
Sam
Witwer. Sam Witwer. Dude, that guy's the man. He knows his Star Wars stuff better than the people who are working on Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. And like he actually gave a pretty. I don't agree with everything he said. Like he actually gave a pretty honest defense of like the sequel trilogy haters, like he actually was like pretty empathetic. I don't agree with everything he says, but it's like at least I can agree to disagree with you, kind of thing.
Yeah. One of my coworkers was an animator that worked on that the Force Unleashed.
Hey,
game.
Comics Dad, how you doing?
Hey. Yeah. And yeah, he was talking with Sam and stuff, and like he was fully invested in the game. He's like, "Is there anything I could do? Like maybe we could do this, do that, Because he was like they scanned in his likeness and everything for Starkiller.
Yeah, Force Unleashed.
Yep.
But like I'm talking about Revenge of the Sith, where like there's behind the scenes where like Hayden actually came in for a few days for like mocap and stuff, and he's like, "I want my ready stance to be like this."
Nice.
It's like, yeah, how cool is that?
I honestly, I think that's why a lot of us really like Henry Cavill, is because the dude isn't just talking the talk. He's actually a fan of the products. And I don't know, I kind of find that admirable. He's hot for the chicks, but he's cool for the dudes. So, what's not to like?
Men want to paint Warhammer minis with him. Women want to paint on him.
Yeah, women want to get painted by him.
No, women want Henry to paint him.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that thing where he like built his computer and stuff, and like there were videos of people like making fun of this other dude who built a computer, and they're like, clearly doesn't know what he's doing. And then it's like, here's Henry Cavill, who's like an actor. This isn't even his job to do, and he like literally showed how he put this thing together. And it was like, yeah, I agree with that. He's putting water cooling in there. Like, dude knows his stuff. Like,
also, I love how he just like, yes, I realize women are gonna find this attractive. He's just wearing like a blue white beater and like slick back hair. It's like he's not even trying to be sexy. He's just like, look at my guns.
Yeah. Oh man, Top Gun, dude. That sequel movie was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I liked it because like the men and the women, like they gave as good as they get. Both sides.
Yeah, it was a partnership.
Yeah. Also, when you realize that Bob from Top Gun Maverick is the same Bob from Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Who's Bill Pullman's son for wow.
Yeah. What is it? Independence Day? That's why he's good at flying.
God dang it.
Welcome to Earth.
I gotta say, that sequel was so disappointing. I saw it and it was you could like honestly you could tell like the film was missing Will Smith.
Yeah. Well, that and it kind of missed the mark in the sense that the first movie was this like unifying like jingoistic call to like American exceptionalism spread across the world. And then the sequel comes out and it's just this like soulless, like didn't really make any sense. Like
here's the thing, like we did a Friday night feature. That's actually one of the first Friday night features we did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you were there and you gave some great stuff. But like the thing about the first movie is it's ridiculous, but it knows it and it wants to have fun. But also they give you enough of the characters. Like they don't really tell you like their 5-hour backstory. They give you just enough of the characters. Like, oh, here's this crop duster guy who was a pilot in Vietnam. He's got a drinking problem. His kids don't like him. His character arc is being the hero. Like, it's simple. President Whitmore, pilot in Vietnam or whatever. His poll numbers are down, but he's kind of a good guy. Jeff Goldblum's character. He's Jeff Goldblum.
Apparently he was Jewish from what I hear.
Oh, God. Okay, I just got... Wait, I'm not Jewish. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. No, I saw that with some friends, and the friend's mom was driving us out of the movie, and that was like a very anti-Semitic comment that she flew. Like I guess I'm a daywalker. I don't, because the Asian in me or whatever kind of offsets it, but like she's like, oh, that Judd Hirsch, she was just this really, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna stay quiet now. So yeah, like apparently he was Jewish. I'm like, yeah, is that a problem? should I be going? Sorry.
Should I worry if she asked me to take a shower?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was really dark. That was really dark. I
She,
apologize.
she invited me to the barbecue for sure. Yeah.
She invited me to the barbecue, but she told me to take a shower first.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. It was
Oh
just,
God, I am so sorry. Oh God, this stream's taken. This stream's over.
But-
I'm canceled.
But like when I watched the movie, it like I was like, oh, that's cool. There's Judd Hirsch. Yeah, he's the old Jewish dad. And he's like, you look like a Shlemiel. Tuck your shirt in. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard that. And I didn't realize how off-putting it was to like my friend's mom. I was like, oh, damn, dude.
All right, happy day to you, Happy Dinosaur. Always
Hey.
glad to see you pop in. Yeah, I do love Happy Dinosaur. He's always so positive and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's always good to see them pop in. But yeah, like Independence Day, the first one, it's memorable and although I'm not even gonna say it's a so bad it's good. I actually think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the movie knows exactly what it wants to be. Like,
Yeah.
is that like also I love the movie knows when to be serious. Like that whole release me.
Yeah.
Release you now, release you later. I mean, come on, help me out, bro. Like if they do that now, they'd make that kind of Marvel joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What I like about it is the movie knew when to be serious. It knew when to but then it just got back to where it was going. It was a great roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. President. Are you packed? Gentlemen, let's plow. There's so many great lines.
Well, yeah, it had a bunch of one-liners. Welcome to Earth.
Must go faster. Must forget about the fat lady. You're obsessed with fat lady.
Yeah. On behalf of my generation, up yours. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But yeah, that speech, probably one of the greatest movie speeches of all time.
Yeah, it was back when we weren't demoralized as a culture and as a society. Like it was a positive thing, and
what really
I
sucks
want that back.
In Resurgence, there's like this moment where Bill Pullman's character is kind of walking up. He's like, "Oh no, he's gonna do an epic speech. He's gonna do an epic speech," and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like the framing, like the music, kind of makes you think. Like honestly, the most memorable line he says is, "On behalf of the American people, I would like to wish you a happy Independence Day." Like, okay, that's kind of good. The only time I cared about a character is when they killed off Vivica Fox's character.
Mm. Yeah, not my mom.
And Happy Dinosaur 8,000 love to you, Phoenix, and would hug you, but arms would shoot small and you're too far away. That is fair, Happy Dinosaur. You got those tiny T-Rex arms. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Did scientists ever figure out what those arms are used for? Because they feel kind of useless.
Well, I think they were an evolution of like probably wings or something, because like dinosaurs are all birds basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those are probably like vestigial. Like I'm sure if the animal, if you were to rewind or fast forward in its evolution, somewhere in there, those little arms would be wings.
Okay.
And just seems weird how disproportionately large the hind legs are. You know what I mean? Like it's got like a kangaroo kind of body style, and it's like, how? Like, so did it fight like a kangaroo? Because the velociraptors did.
See, the thing is, like, they try to say the T-Rex was like a scavenger.
Mm.
I'm sorry, you don't have a body that big, and like those kind of jaws, and not be a hunter.
Yeah, I agree. Well, they determined that the T-Rex was warm-blooded and not cold-blooded, because the body size and everything and its movement. Cold-blooded animals can't move like that. Something to do with like body speed and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Alan Grant would be happy with you.
Okay.
I believe they actually did kind of prove that. Where like dinosaurs did kind of just evolve into birds. Like the ones who didn't get wiped out did just like evolve into birds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all of our misconceptions, the well, look at the crocodiles and the alligators and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's a different evolutionary path. It's like comparing like chimpanzees and humans. We're on evolutionary paths that have divided.
It's like comparing a rhesus monkey to a silverback gorilla.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're technically in the same. I think they're both simians, but or apes or whatever. But one is.
I mean, hell, I think a rhino is in the horse family.
Well, yeah, that would make sense. Like the Eohippus, the first horse, looked like a rhino without a horn. And had these like little claw feet.
There is a theory that younger T-Rexes will chase the food into so pack hunters, kind of like wolves, essentially.
Oh, so they weren't solitary. Well,
Jurassic Park lied to us. My tiny arms are used for gaming, typing, the occasional sex and masturbation, the prehistoric dinosaur bone, and hugging. And hugging. He couldn't forget the last part.
The love hug.
Yes. And don't forget the T-Rex love nip.
we need to get the Napoleon there, the starfish there from the standards and practices or whatever it was, the protected on AR-15Ls. Actually, I forgot to ask Pixel Trey that. Is it pronounced Ariel? The AR-15EL?
So no one give Happy Dinosaur a boner.
Oh, God. Imagine that chasing you through like a giant T-Rex with a... Ah!
Sorry, I now my mind is trying to think of like crazy titles for Dino Corn Cob.
Oh my God! Yeah, would it be used like the Jim Henson Workshop when we get those old puppets back from dinosaurs? Not the mama, Oh my God!
Oh God!
Animatronic, corn.
No, don't give them any ideas.
Well, I saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, and that was hilariously like it was so bad it was funny. Like it wasn't even like sexy. It was just like, oh, look at all the green paint flying off all over everybody.
Well, Rule 34 exists for a reason. I think Roland Emmerich stole the Must Go Faster line. Well, it's kind of weird because you got Jeff Goldblum saying it.
Yeah,
Who said it in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I think it's more of an homage and a reference rather than just stealing it, because you got Jeff Goldblum, the guy from Jurassic Park, who said that line.
Yeah, it's like the "I'll be back" line from Arnold.
This ain't a dinosaur's a triple X parasite. I regret so much right now. So much.
Like. With all the recent advancements in AI and all the like runway there, you can make your own 3D animated I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did that. The whole Rule 43 or whatever, 42 or whatever.
Rule 34.
Yeah, Rule 34. Suddenly there's a freaking, Robbie discovers he's got a boner and he needs to bury it. He needs to bury his bone in his sister. What is wrong?
Ellie Sadler decides to cross the species.
Earl is having trouble. No, what is it? Fran is stuck in the dishwasher, and Earl is helping her out. Boom, boom.
Oh God! Kill me now, please.
Yeah, like. At one point, not the babysitter,
not the mama.
Oh, shit.
I love dinosaurs. I love that show actually,
dude. That had the darkest series finale I've ever seen in a sitcom.
Yeah, the Ice Age thing.
Yeah, everybody dies.
Which, to be fair, is pretty on brand for the show.
Yeah,
I love when they had their obligatory drugs are bad episode.
Yeah,
like the happy plant.
Yeah.
You walk into the boss's trailer and he's got all Rastafarian gear on.
You remember when Robbie discovered steroids and he started getting horns growing out of him?
Oh god.
Yeah, these are like all the 80s kitsch, like very special episodes all rolled into like a series.
Disco never died, baby. It never died.
To this day, I'm still confused as to what instruments they used in those 70s pornos. Like, do you remember Three's Company? The end credits, it's like like what is that? Is it a guitar?
Oh, I can tell you that right now. Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna get the instrument they use.
Oh, he's got the porno guitar.
Not a guitar. Not a guitar, actually.
Oh no.
Oh gosh. All right.
Come and knock on our door.
So this is the key to like the porn music and also like the 70s funk.
Uh-oh.
This.
A stapler? Oh.
This is what's called a wah pedal. So you press your foot in, you hear a click, and then basically you use your foot with it, like with that. So like the waka waka waka, kind of thing. See, like you got like the thing right here. That's what you use to activate it, and then you have your let's see here. One side is input, one side is output. Battery pack right here, and then you could also plug it into power.
Oh Jesus!
Right here. So yeah, this is a wah pedal. Yeah, Crybaby Wah is kind of like the brand name wah pedal. There's a bunch of them, but like the one most people know is the Crybaby Wah.
That's nice. Yeah, I've seen distortion pedals like that.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, man, but yeah, that because
this is what creates like that waka kind of sound is a wah pedal.
So why did that go out of style? That was like the coolest freaking thing. Like everything could get turned into a porno with it. Like it's like
I mean, wah pedals are still used. They still use wah pedals like Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Oh yeah,
his style is fully dependent on a wah pedal.
Oh shit, man. So, oh dude, I could picture it now. The song one. Doom, 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 doom. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, also Jimi Hendrix. He was pedal of,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like now that you understand where it comes from, you are not gonna be able to unhear it.
Yeah. The curse of the Wawa.
Yes. Jurassic Park porno still has Samuel Jackson cameo as an arm. Do you know how much that dude likes hentai?
Wait, what? Samuel Jackson?
Yes, he is a very big fan of hentai.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Now I can picture him as like, oh, I'll be in my trailer with some futanari. And then he's gonna use the wah-wah pedal.
Okay, I have to show you this. So this is like one of those like fluff interview things.
Oh yeah, I remember these. Is that like a personal attack or something?
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime? Yes, I do. Hentai too.
Yeah. Just the fact that like these are like these are promoting like hundreds of $1 million movies, and it just says it like out of pocket. Yeah, I like hentai. Like, who says that?
Yeah. Was that like the majority of why Overwatch was such a success? Was because of all the hentai?
Oh, so BioShock is like without BioShock Infinite, we would not have been able to have Overwatch. So because they wanted to do Rule 34 of Elizabeth so badly, it actually pushed forward like the consumer grade 3D tech in order to make it happen. And without those innovations that happened because people wanted to goon on Elizabeth from BioShock.
Well, her original
Overwatch would not happen.
Elizabeth's original design was like the sexy one, and then when you actually got the game, she was completely changed. They like toned it down.
They did have a couple different versions of her.
Yeah, that was frustrating. It was like, because I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh,
yes,
damn, that's exciting.
yes, it was so frustrating. I'm sure it was very frustrating.
Yeah, switch it. No, it was frustrating that like because they kind of caved to feminist outrage.
Also,
Yeah.
Ken Levine was like very protective of Elizabeth, and he was like really offended by a lot of the corn.
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up some comments here. Oh no, we're about to be sent back through time. We're gonna take you back to the past to play the No, that's Tuesday. We'll do that on Tuesday. The mystery of the weird ass porno music solved. Yes. Ding.
Yes.
So good. Now, if I ever get married, I need this wah pedal used as I back down. I've been feeling right. I doubt any porno can afford Samuel Jackson. But Samuel Jackson can afford a lot of porno.
Yeah. Well, it's free. Go to the hub.
Yeah. I saw you move your hand. I know you played the Wii version.
You remember that Indian dude that was demoing that crappy shovelware Wii musician game?
Oh god, he was trying so hard.
Dude, that was a GIF avatar I had for the longest time.
Honestly, that whole presentation.
Yeah, that was when you know the Wii was over. Like it was done. Like that was, hey, look at all this waggle crap. And like look, we can all get together and collaborate, make terrible music. Look at this dude. I can feel it coming.
I'm sorry, no one is coming right now.
like M. Night Shyamalan didn't even have a twist in this one. Yeah,
he's trying so hard. I'll give him credit.
Yeah. Oh, he tried. Yeah, you couldn't make that cool if you like. Yeah, they couldn't have made that any more enticing. I'm sorry. Like even if that wasn't a corno, like that.
Here. Where do you want to touch her? Here, use the Wiimote.
Oh, dude, they had that in. Oh my god, when the PlayStation VR first came out, there was it was like the Wild Frontier, and there was all sorts of really weird shit on it. And they had this one where it was like, yeah, it was what's her face, the Ghost in the Shell. There, it was like the putting together
Kusanagi.
Yeah, putting together Motoko or whatever, and like your head is basically you're giving her a gynecological exam. I'm like, what? And like when you have your remote, and if you like touched it, it would like react and be like, jiggle and shit. And I'm like, okay, now I know why they made this.
Up and down, side to side, twist, top.
Yeah, I went to Tune in Tokyo.
Okay, so you know that one clip from Family Guy? He's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. You're not gonna believe it. I was with a girl once, and I was touching her knockers, and I did that.
Oh, so when she kicked you out of the. Oh man.
Oh god, yeah, I think I saw that.
Bless the rains. Remember when like everybody thought it was like Miss the Rains?
Oh, that reminds me of a joke. So, do you want to know why there's no vampires in Africa?
Why is that?
Because Toto bless the rains down in Africa.
Just acid rain. Ah! They're all dead.
Like I remember videos from the 2000s with the ocarina. They do some of those songs, like "Lion Sleep Tonight." I win bonus points. Ooh, nice. If you want to give, I'll take those bonus points in the form of likes. So if you have not liked the stream, please consider doing so.
Yeah. Man. Oh, well.
I'm.
What you were saying?
To close it, I do say like I am kind of excited for GTA 5, 6. Sorry, I keep messing up.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty jaded. You know, nothing like I see modern crap and it's generally like, oh boy, how are they going to screw this up? But that trailer, I was generally impressed with it. The graphics looked amazing, but I liked the Bonnie and Clyde dynamic they were doing, and I liked that. All the previous trailer was like, look at how awesome Lucia is. And now we get Jason too. And it's like, oh, okay. She's not shitting on him. She's not girl bossing him. She's not putting him down, demonizing men and deifying women. I'm in. Like, I'm generally happy,
Also, did you see what the most replayed moment of the trailer was?
Yeah, that gold sequence ass jiggle dress.
God bless America!
Yeah, big booty Latinas for the win. Me gusta tu culo.
Yeah. And the thing is, they people have we've allegedly found the actual actress, and I gotta say, she looks like it looks pretty spot on.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Happy Dinosaur brought up like as much as I think the game looks amazing, I'm not paying $100 for that thing. They want $200 for the game. Yeah, good luck.
I will pay at most $70. That's I don't like the whole $70 thing, but it's GTA 6, and I'll pay $70.
Yeah.
To play that at launch. Because I've been looking into getting a console. I've been looking at the used market, and I can get a Series S for between 150 and 250, pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the graphics won't be as good, but I don't think I'll care, honestly.
I don't think you'll notice, to be honest.
Yeah. And so it's either that or a base PS5. Base PS5 used can be had between $250 and $350. Used closer to $300. Xbox Series X is kind of around the same price, a little bit. See, my best friend has an Xbox, so if I get the Series S, I can play with him. He's even said, if I get GTA 6, he'll play it with me, which means I can have someone to play GTA Online with, which will be pretty cool.
Nice.
And it's not coming to PC for at least a year afterwards.
Yeah.
And I don't think my laptop could probably play it, but it's gonna look like ass.
Oh yeah, well it won't be optimized.
Yeah, because here's the thing, a Series S port is gonna be a lot more optimized than the PC port.
Man.
Which really sucks. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I'll enjoy watching it, but I don't think I'll buy it to play it.
I really enjoy GTA 5. GTA 5 is probably in my top 10 games, and I enjoyed Red Dead 2. I actually really enjoyed that game.
Yeah. That game's
so
fun.
If it's just even a tenth of the quality of those two games, it's going to be amazing.
Well, the thing with GTA 5 for me, anyways, I enjoyed when I was just screwing around in the game more than I enjoyed following the heist story. When you had to build your team and then go. I didn't like that as much as I just got the random missions and did shit. I thought that was more I don't know. But I also liked, maybe I'm a weirdo in this one, but I actually like GTA 4 more than GTA 5. And I can't really explain it. It just, maybe it was because Nico was a more likable character.
I do think we'll probably get a GTA 4 remaster here soon, probably the next 5 years or so, because GTA 4 is still in the HD universe, but it's kind of stuck on last gen.
Yeah.
I think GTA 4 could use a remaster.
I would love to see GTA 4 remade with the GTA 5 or GTA 6 kind of graphics engine.
That's probably what they do.
Well, instead of the cartoon, because they remastered the GTA 3 trilogy, and like they went this weird like hyper stylized like cartoon.
Well, the problem with that is they farmed it out to a studio that didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like if they actually brought it to someone who actually cared, or GT did themselves, we would not have gotten it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like gaming, like I'm starting to get like to the point where I would just emulate stuff and just go play old retro games now.
Yeah.
Like the only game. So I got this one game called Mandragora, which was from a like an Eastern European like crowdfunding. Like they crowdfunded it, and it's fun as hell. I don't know what it is.
I'm just waiting. Honestly, I'm just waiting in a few years when they finally crack open the Switch. Because I have a Switch Lite, and I know there will be a soft mod for it eventually.
Yeah. Well, I got the Yuzu emulator, so...
It's an actual handheld. It's like an actual handheld, though.
Oh, yeah.
The remake of Oblivion is pretty good. The problem is it's weighed down by UE5.
Oof.
I hate UE5. All right, Phoenix. All right, happy evening to you.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Oh, did you hear? Like Nintendo's like, oh, if we catch you modding, we'll brick your console.
Oh, they already tried that crap with the Switch.
Yeah. But here's the thing: the European language is a lot softer.
Mm-hmm.
I dare them to try that en masse.
Yeah.
Because that is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's a full-on class action lawsuit. They would be sued into oblivion. And unfortunately, like they pulled that crap with the Switch. They're like, if your account is caught with a compromised Switch online, we will, destroy your account or whatever, and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that precludes me from going online through the official Nintendo servers. So I basically just, you can put like Parsec basically on it. And it's like, okay, well, I got emulators on my hacked version. I got custom themes. I got local backups, and all I'm doing is just booting from the SD card.
Like for example, look at the 3DS. It's fully open now. You can literally just download games directly onto your 3DS. It's great. I can't wait for that to happen with Switch, and it will. It will.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. The more they try to stranglehold their system, like, dude, not only that, but like, I was blown away at just exactly how anti-consumer the Switch 2 is. Like, holy crap. And this made me lose faith in people when like I realized all the pay pegs with more money than brains pre-ordered this piece of crap. Because they're like sending a message, and they sent it to Microsoft too. They're like, yeah, it's perfectly acceptable for $80 games and all these other anti-consumer crap things. Did you see what those digital or the game cards really are?
Yeah, they're nothing.
They're dongles. They're dongles. That's all it is it's a physical hardware dongle that you have to have inserted into the cartridge spot. So it's like the worst of both worlds. All the inconvenience of a physical cartridge with none of the ownership of a digital game.
Which, if I ever do get a Switch 2, it's going to be digital only. Because like I just like. I don't want to have to research. Oh, hey, look, there's this game that's coming out. All right, is it game card key only, or even worse? They're still doing those downloaded games crap where it's like, part of it's on it, but you have to download the rest.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go like, okay, this Switch 2 is a digital only. I'm gonna get like they're 1 terabyte. That is the only way I'll do the Switch 2.
Well, I think that's what those key cards are actually intending to do, is to usher everybody into a digital thing, because digital games, you don't buy digital games, you rent digital games. And you're spending $70, $80 on a rental now, and they'll revoke your ownership or your access to it whenever they feel like.
See, the problem is the Switch was the last console to have actual physical games.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation 5, even a lot of PlayStation 4 games, Xbox, they're all installed discs. They're not even they don't like. They're all installed discs. That's all they are now. And that's been the way for like years, or for like 5 years. Like you'll get like a lot of Switch games, where like maybe some of them will need updates, which is fine. Some of them don't never get updates because they're fine as is. Like that's very rare nowadays. But now that's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah, and that's partially why I'm being driven back to emulation and retro games, because I'm not playing that game. Like, you guys pushed too far. You got too greedy. Man, you got a stream bot.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, it just they pushed customers too far, and for me, that exceeded my threshold. Where they're like, "Pay me $80, bitch, for this like 10-year-old remake or whatever," and I'm like, "No, like you've gone too far." Like, and then they're threatening to brick my system. Yeah, go ahead, do it, try it.
Like, I'll buy a remake if it adds stuff to it, like the Suikoden 1 and 2. Like, both games were on the cartridge. It's a good upgrade, or the Lunar collection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still thinking about buying that for Switch.
Yeah,
both Lunar games, because with Suikoden, they added a bunch of really nice effects to it. It's in widescreen. It looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Quest 3, 2D HD. Like, they did a really good job.
Do you remember when they launched their they had like Super Mario 3D All Stars or whatever, and it was like the most half-assed emulated ports. Like, they didn't even have widescreen support for like Mario 64.
Yeah, and as you look at like literally any Super Mario, like Super Mario 64 has been decomped. Like, oh, did you see that they decomped Dinosaur Planet?
Yeah, it looked kind of cool. I was like, who is that character? Like the white fox with the staff thing? It wasn't
Saber.
Crystal either. Oh, the Saber.
Yeah, it eventually got turned into Fox.
Yeah. It was like, I'll take it.
Dinosaur Planet is one of those games that I wish would come out because it would have been amazing.
Yeah, they just didn't have any faith in the property.
Well, it did come out technically as Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah, they had to tack on another property to sell it.
Yeah, that was Miyamoto. Like, he is like, this character looks a lot like Fox McCloud, and they ordered them to turn into a Star Fox game.
Yeah. Well, did you ever play Starlink?
Isn't that like the game that they had the Star Fox characters in it on the Nintendo version?
Yeah. So I don't have the Xbox version, but I have the Nintendo version, and it was a Ubisoft game, and all of the non Star Fox characters are like these insufferable like, it's basically like Concord in space, and like it's just awful. But if you play with Fox McCloud, they completely just like ignore that whole freaking story. Those characters are all backseated, and it plays like a Star Fox game. And I'm like, this is how they do it right, because this
you can tell the developers desperately wanted to make a Star Fox game.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. It's a pity that it failed, because I think a lot of the reason why it failed was because most people didn't have the Star Fox version. Because without the Star Fox thing, I'm like, oh my god, these characters are insufferable. But with Star Fox, I'm like, all right, it's Fox McCloud, and you can see Flippy and Star Wolf is there and all that stuff. And I was like, oh,
Star Fox is a series that should be a lot bigger, but Nintendo just has no idea what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I got that one Star Fox Zero for the Wii U, and it was so, like, I don't know how they dropped the ball that badly. They literally, like, you needed the Wii U controller to like fine tune aim.
It's Miyamoto. It's Miyamoto, because Miyamoto has this philosophy of, why do another game if you can't add some other stupid gimmick to it? And the thing with Star Fox Zero was the Landmaster. Was all that stuff. Like, it's why we haven't gotten an F-Zero. It's because they can't find some stupid gimmick to make out of it.
Just make do what they did on the GameCube and just make a better version of F-Zero. So that game is amazing on the GameCube.
I mean, honestly, can you imagine a real F-Zero game on the Switch 2 hardware with all and they actually do it?
Yeah.
Like the Switch 2 with the processing power to like run it like 4K, 1080p, all the effects.
Yeah, going on the big blue track again, but only it's in 4K. Damn.
See, if I was Nintendo, I wouldn't do Super Mario Kart World. I'd do F-Zero as the title.
The thing that I hate about the Super Mario World or Super Mario Kart World thing is it felt like a step back. Because I always play Link in those games. There's no Link. Like, yeah, they and the Squid Kids are gone. Like, I like playing as the Squid Kids. They're gone.
They'll add them back in DLC.
Exactly. And I'm like, you're already charging $80 for this. Like,
and my thing is like, okay, it's open world. How many people do you think is actually going to use the open world?
Yeah. Well, the open world seems like antithetical to fun too, because it looks like like people when they play Mario Kart, their goal is, okay, I want to get in a race and play against my buddies and compete and show them who's better. You know, this thing is like, no, let's go exploring and let's go look for fun in this bland open world, like, you know, sparsely like none of that shit is even remotely appealing to the racers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good luck trying to capture the attention of the racing thing. And then on top of that, their UX is atrocious. Like how you can get those special costumes if you like eat the takeaway food item. Yeah. Well, those costumes are treated as separate characters. So instead of like going to Mario and then hitting a sub menu and seeing all of his new character or like costume slots, they're literally just adding in all the different variations of Mario. So it like blows up the character selection like roster. It's like as a UX designer myself, that is just like my head exploded, you know. Man, I don't know. I don't want to shit talk the game, but or you know any of that stuff because I'm a lot of it looks nice, but I think I'm done with modern gaming. It pushed me too far.
I'm feeling it too, honestly. Like a lot. Like there are some games that interest me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of them are re-releases. Like Lunar, Suikoden. That gets me excited. But as far as new games, like GTA 6 interests me. Like it interests me because I like GTA. I like the formula. I like the settings.
Yeah.
And knowing Rockstar, knowing what they've been doing, this game is probably like I like the setting. It looks like that game is going to be a lot of fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm willing to buy a whole new console for that game. But that's like GTA 6. That's like top of the mountaintop. Like that's like the pinnacle of gaming.
Yeah, once in every 10 years gaming. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, okay, I'll buy a console for that. Like, okay, fine. But like, what else? I know people were going crazy over Claire Obscura. And good for them, but it doesn't interest me. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it doesn't interest me. I'll probably play Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth at some point, but those are old. Those are old games. They came out on PS4, so it's like, what is there to interest me, other than just the classics or, you know, loading up or whatever? I don't know.
So there was a game that I got like a pre-order voucher for, where like when the game comes out, one of my buddies hooked me up for Shinobi. Apparently, Sega's doing like their classics revival. So they're doing another Shinobi game, and then it's like a 2D side scroller, like the old classic Shinobis, and then there's another like a 3D or 2.5D Golden Axe that's coming out. So yeah, I mean, those look interesting, but like I'm not paying $80 for that crap.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi has to be interested, but it'll live or breathe by its soundtrack.
Well, yeah. How do you, if it doesn't have The Offspring, it kind of doesn't have Crazy Taxi.
See, that's a problem that I think Tony Hawk, the Tony Hawk remakes, like they knew they had to get at least like they didn't get all the sounds back, but they got most of them. Mm-hmm. Like I think they did a decent enough job. And it's got to be the same way. Like you got to have some classics. Like there's probably going to be some modern stuff. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know.
Yeah, like the opening to Crazy Taxi. Yeah. You know like if you don't have that, that's the energy that you're trying to capture for your game. And if it's got like some like seriously, I'm sorry, but I hate modern music.
Have you tried playing Crazy Taxi, the other versions where they take out that song?
No, is it bad?
Oh god, it's the gameplay is there, but like that song is like 40% of the fun of that level.
Yeah.
Because you're right, because it's like you said, it adds so much energy.
Yeah, if it's all like, if it's like, even if you put in like death metal or like modern pop, like all the like the hip hop crap, like you're gonna lose that something that made the series iconic, And I hate to toss Green Day's. I'm sorry. God, what the hell is that? The band's name? The Offspring. Like, I hate to toss their salad, but like, they're owed some.
Why did you choose those words?
Yeah, I just, they're owed credit for Crazy Taxi. They're as much a part of the the creation of that game as developers are, and put it in, because I don't like the Offspring band after what they did to their singer who didn't want to get the jib jab, or not the singer, the drummer or whatever. They kicked him out of the band because he didn't want to get the clot shot.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so you guys are wacko lefties. Okay, thanks for telling me you don't want my money anymore.
Also, I hope you realize, that's gonna be a short.
What's that?
Tossing Offspring salad.
Yeah, well, seriously, like, people kiss celebrities' asses all the time, freaking, and I'm like, I'm not really a fan of most of those bands, and
a lot of them you kind of just have to, like, all right, I'm not gonna look at their social media.
Yeah, like Green Day, absolutely atrocious people.
Oh
like,
my god. Or even worse is if you look at like Rage Against the Machine, like they claim to be like communists, but they're some of like the biggest freaking hypocrites ever.
Oh, they're communists, dude. They haven't changed their communist stuff. It's just once the communists got into power, it went from F you, I won't do what you tell me, to F you, do what I tell you.
No, but they're also like authoritarian. They're capitalist as frick. Like
Oh yeah, they're all sellouts. Yeah.
I do love the pretzels that communists twist themselves in to try and explain, like, oh, I'm a communist, but please buy my shirt. Please support, please do all this capitalist. It's really hilarious.
I think the funniest thing I've ever seen, speaking of stupid commies, is, God, there was this one, like, I think it was a pride shirt, a gay pride shirt, and it was Che Guevara's, like, that iconic face that he has, and it was in rainbow. And I'm like, did you seriously try to incorporate Che Guevara into gay rights?
Che would kill the gays.
He killed all of them. Like, that was what he was notorious for. And like, they're, because it's all communism to them, they just parrot what they hear. It's all good.
The most hilarious thing is, like the memorial for Karl Marx. You have to pay to see it.
Yeah. So much for the workers of the world unite. Like,
also, if you look into his story, he was just like that kind of grifter that just lived off of everyone else, and everyone else like tolerated him at best.
Yeah, well, that's communism as an ideology is based upon spoiled rich kids that were too lazy to do anything. And it's based on jealousy. It's like fat, lazy people are jealous of people that, like, bust their ass to be like successful. And they're like, I want it. And it's like, well, then go do the work. Well, it's not fair because I'm oppressed. It's like, no, you're just lazy. And yeah, man. What was it? What was her face? The Iron Lady there. She was one of the prime ministers of England.
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, Thatcher. She's like, the trouble with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. And it's so true.
You know what I find hilarious? Like, Margaret Thatcher is like, he's like right up there with Reagan. But if you look at how like media depicts her, they're very soft-handed with her. Like they did the Iron Lady movie with like Meryl Streep, and it's like they're pretty fair to her. Or like her depiction on The Crown, it's like they're like, yes, this is a great woman. You should venerate her.
Well, and then you get all the today's lefty, like, like a lot of like the news, like people are like, oh, she was awful. She's the one that got us involved in the Balkans and or the what was it, I don't know. There's Falklands. The Falklands War there, and she was there during the Troubles. And all
she was hated. She's hated in Britain. Did you know that after Margaret Thatcher died, the song "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" charted at #2 on the British chart?
Well, remember the Sex Pistols? Like,
God save the Queen.
She ain't a human being. Yeah.
Oh, see, and then the best part is with the Sex Pistols, they released that song like for the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Like the timing could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, I find it hilarious too that Johnny Rotten, punk rock guy, he hasn't changed his ideals in the slightest, and he went from extreme left wing to extreme right wing, and it's like
that just shows how the sliding scale is.
Yep, yeah, it's like it's now punk rock to be normal. Like it's now a rebellion to have like
seeing Johnny Rotten with a MAGA hat is like that is like the weirdest thing ever. Like I guarantee you, if I just like sat down with Johnny Rotten, I'd probably have a really good conversation with him.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of Rorschach in some regards. But yeah, like I hate to say it, but there's a lot of stuff I agree with. From like I think we probably wouldn't get along very well. Because he's a very abrasive, he's very, he
also he just doesn't. Also, like, he first off he doesn't give a shit, and then the other thing is like he just gives zero fucks. So if he's bored, he'll just like just start making flashless noises in the interview.
Yeah. Well, those are some of the funniest MTV interviews where like the interviewers were like either asking rude questions or just doing stupid shit. And he has zero tolerance for it. He's like, yeah, I'm done. Interview is over. And he just rips the mic off and walks off. Kurt Loder's there. Oh.
Did you see that one interview where like Robert Downey Jr. is getting interviewed and like this guy asks him about like his old drug addiction.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, we're not doing this. And the guy's like, well, I just wanted to have him. Like, that's the thing I always love about these fucks. We're over 2 hours in. I don't fucking care. Is
aggressive.
They do stupid shit. And when they get called out, they're like, oh, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I hate journalists enough.
That's the sad thing is, again, I don't like celebrities, but I've seen some celebrity reactions where it's like they were fully justified. Like there was the one where you just mentioned with Robert Downey where it's like, I expressly asked you not to talk about this. Like, I would appreciate you respecting my privacy. Mm-hmm. And the guy just kept poking and prodding. He's like, fine, we're done here. Do you remember the one where like somebody squirted Tom Cruise in the face with water during like a red carpet thing? And he's just like, what the hell? What were you trying to achieve by this? Like,
speaking of Tom Cruise, did you hear that leaked audio? Like, honestly, I do not blame Tom Cruise.
Is this the one about the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like you're going to shut down our set. Like,
do you understand how much pressure he's under?
Yeah.
And also, the guy who walked in front of
Christian Bale.
Yeah, that guy deserved the verbal thrashing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Like with Tom Cruise as well. Like he's villainized by the media because he's got the weird, whatever Scientology crap or whatever. But fault the man all you want on that. The guy makes good movies.
And the guy's a dedicated actor. And
yeah.
I guarantee you, like, if I had looked at him, it'd probably be a pretty entertaining lunch.
Yeah, as long as like he doesn't push any of that Scientology shit, it sounds like he would actually be a really good person to talk to. I agree with a lot with
the stories. The stories you can tell.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's been in like that, and the fact that the guy's got balls of steel. Like
the dude is literally the last movie star. He is the last movie star.
Yeah, those are all his own stunts. I almost think that's how he wants to go out, is like doing a stunt on a movie.
Yeah, like all right, so Jason says, I stepped away from news and walked back into this. So who did what, when, where, and how much of a punch do they need? I don't think anybody needs a punch. Like maybe I'll give Tom Cruise some fruit punch or Hawaiian punch. I don't know. I don't know what I have in the fridge.
Yeah. God, yeah. I don't know. It sucks though with like how rude some of those interviewers. Remember that one guy that like tried to do the hit piece on Michael Jackson in the Netherlands?
Oh, they're still doing that.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear at this point that Michael Jackson, he's a weirdo because he had a messed up childhood and all that stuff, but he's clearly not the fiddler that the media has pushed him, painted him.
Okay, so I don't like Razorfist, but watch his Michael Jackson rebuttal. It is really good.
Yeah, he's friends with like their cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he knows people that were on the inside. And not only that, like for me, the one that sold me was when Macaulay Culkin had that interview, and he's like, "Look, like I was there. Like, you know, they're talking about he's sleeping in the same
one of
bedroom."
the one that sold me was Corey Feldman.
Yeah, again,
Because Corey Feldman has literally ruined his career trying to call these people out. He is like literally out of anybody, he would have the most motivation to say, "Oh yeah, Michael Jackson touched me."
Yeah,
Like out of anybody, the motivation is there to say that because he would see you benefit so much if he made those claims. But the fact that he didn't and he defended like literally defending Michael Jackson hurts his standing.
Yeah, it really
he still
did.
does it anyway.
Well, you know, there's speculation that he might have Jackson might have been dealt with nefariously on his way out. But do you remember that song, "They Don't Really Care About Us"?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Well, did you know that it's severely edited now?
Really?
Yeah, there's a part in it where he throws a few slurs about my people, part of the tribe, and he's talking about how like some of the Sony execs or whatever, who are a bunch of part of the tribe people, were just screwing him over. They were trying to basically, they're like, you know, if you don't play ball and you don't give us X percentage of your profits and do all this stuff, we're gonna end your career. We're gonna smear you and do all this stuff. And he adds that in the song, and he just uses certain Hebrew slurs to talk about it. And I'm like, holy crap! Because I have the CD and I listened to it again, and I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what he's saying. So
I mean, the fact that he owned the catalog,
yeah,
motive and a motive. The motive is there for Sony.
Yeah, well,
like,
when he died, Tommy Mottola took ownership of it. The guy that he said he had a beef with.
I think it was the kids that like the estate that got ownership over it. The thing is, they didn't actually complete the purchase of the catalog till like 10 years later, which I thought that was kind of weird.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
Sony does have all the rights now. I think it was like late 2010s when they.
Yeah.
And also they bought it for like I think $700 or $800 million. So like they paid like they didn't really shortchange them if you think about it.
Yeah, it's just, dude.
I mean, honestly, given the catalog, which included like the frickin' Beatles, it's worth at least $1 billion.
Yeah, he's multiple billion. Yeah, like they did the same thing with Prince. When Prince died, like his whole catalog, he could still release albums today, like entire intact albums today with all of the unreleased catalog he's got. But yeah, he's another one that kind of went under mysterious circumstances. But I don't know.
I mean, this applies to like the small scale, applies to the large scale. The crabs hate it when you leave the bucket.
Yeah, yeah.
We see it in the indie space, and we see it in like the big Hollywood space. It's a universal fact of life. You're either in or you're out, and if you're out, you are persona non grata to a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, that and what was that George Carlin thing? It's all a big or small little club or whatever, and you're not in it.
Yeah, and that's why like my thing. It's like, oh, I'm not part of the cool kids comic skate club. Fine, I'll make my own club with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah,
So,
like yeah, the factionalism thing. It saddens me because I have friends on both sides of the divide.
Yeah, me too.
And honestly, I don't want to be in a situation where it's like guilt by association or like loss of support because I'm friends with X or I talk to Y or whatever. And it's like, guys, like I don't have any beef with anybody. Like, you know, I'm just trying to sell a book.
like for example, Pixel Trader.
Mhm.
All right. I don't really talk about this stuff, but why not? I don't like Fun My Comics. I've said that before. And I would very much like the site to eventually go away. I don't like certain people who runs it. But Pixel Trader is like deep in that website. Okay.
Oh yeah. You're showing that.
And you notice how I linked. I still link the site because here's the thing. I don't like Fun My Comics, but my desire to help my friends, my desire to promote people is more important than my beef. So I will link Fun My Comics links. I will promote Fun My Comics campaigns because I care more about the person than any pettiness.
Yeah. It's just the Coke Pepsi wars that we're going through now. It's like, honestly, if you like Pepsi, fine. You like Coke, fine. I'm water. Like I can't drink either. So
I just find
I'm
it
happy
hilarious that Indiegogo is doing more bullshit than Kickstarter now. Kickstarter is kind of the better site.
Yeah. Although in Indiegogo's defense, dude, I had this really cool guy from Indiegogo reach out to me. And he reached out to me back in like December, and I felt bad because all the issues I had trying to get this damn book out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm aiming for February to get this out. And it took until freaking April, to get the damn thing get it all intact and for me to send it off to the proofs. And I reached out to him. I'm like, sorry it's taking so long or whatever. He's like, no problem. He's like, here's some things you might want to do to get some light on your projects. And a lot of it I'm kind of already doing, but it was like, do your mailing list, go on social media.
And I love it when sites do that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And like, I was kind of thrown back because I was like, the first time I did this, like, it was basically, you're on your own, kid. Like, good luck. With this one, like, somebody from Indiegogo reached out to me, and I can't say if that's a reflection of Indiegogo itself or the fact that the person at Indiegogo was the cool one, like the cool part of it. But having somebody like that be like, hey, we're looking at your stuff, we'd like to help you out. Like, if there's anything we can do, just ask, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's amazing, dude. I've never had anything like that before. So I can't shit on Indiegogo. I'd like to, but I at the moment, like, I can't. Like, those guys were freaking awesome.
Well, I'm glad you had a good experience. For me, honestly, I prefer Indiegogo's campaign editor.
Yeah,
it actually it's objectively better. You can do a lot more with it. The pre-launch is a lot better in Indiegogo. But what Kickstarter offers is, it is the name brand. It is the Coke.
Oh god, yeah, more eyes.
And also you get more eyes on it. Like, how many Facebook pages are like highlighting comic book Kickstarter campaigns?
Yep.
There's so much of like back end support for it. So I just use Kickstarter.
Well, how do you handle like the people who back out once the campaign ends? Because like, say you have like a goal, you got to make like $1,200, and then you meet the goal, and then 30% of the people back out when you
I don't know if it's like 30% of the people. I think mine is like closer to like 10-20%.
So you technically don't meet the goal. You know what I mean? Like,
that's where like you put a little buffer in, but also pushing the stretch goals a little bit harder.
Oh, I see.
So for me, on average, I make my goal in like the first week or 2 weeks, sometimes week and a half. So like, as long as I can try and push for a stretch goal. So like, for example, Screecher 4, I'm doing 1,700. Like, I did 1,500 the past few campaigns, but things are just getting so expensive. I gotta raise with some more money. 1,700, and then I'm gonna have a $2,000 stretch goal, 2,500 and 3,000. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I hit 1,700. Oh, congrats! And then it's just $300 for the first stretch goal. That's a pretty easy obtainable thing, depending on your time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go from there. The popularity,
Yeah. God, I hope I reach my stretch goals, man. I got that one with Nerium doing the first chapter of book 3.
My thing is, I put so much effort into getting funded. I need to get better at like after funded raising, because a lot of my campaigns, I like explosive first 2 weeks. I get funded, and then it just stops. And a lot of that is because I don't put in as much effort, because I'm just trying to get funded here. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just kind of called myself out, I guess.
Yeah, my thing is like from a promotion perspective, I'm terrified. I feel like I'm in a minefield where it's like, oh, don't get on this person's channel, because then you're going to preclude yourself from getting on these other people's channels. Like, well, why? Like, this person's cool. No, they're part of insert faction A. And I'm like, but they're helping me.
And to that, my answer is this: fuck off.
But it's like it's become a minefield where it's like you can't appeal to the Coke drinkers because the Pepsi drinkers will hate you.
Then stop trying to appeal to anybody and just be yourself. Because if you're in a situation where no matter what you're gonna do, you're just gonna piss people off, then just go forward, piss people off. You know, there's no sense in putting in the effort to tiptoe around if you're gonna step on a minefield anyway. So just run through that minefield. Let the explosions go all cinematic on you. You're gonna piss people off. You know, I mean, do your best to be respectful, because at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter what people say about you. It matters, you know, if you're a good enough person, you can fight against that. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody try to make an issue? Like, wait, that guy? No, he's a good person. I know, like, I've seen him in back rooms or what, you know, whatever. He's a good person, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Your reputation is your greatest asset. And,
yeah. I think mine's pretty spotless when it comes to that. I don't have any malice toward anybody, you know. And it's sad too, because I have friends.
And the people I don't like, I just stay quiet, because it's not worth trying. Because like you remember, like a few weeks ago, a guy tried to just start drama with me, and I shut that shit down like right away. Like I addressed it on my Facebook. I didn't name the dude, but I just definitively like, yeah, and yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I just it sucks that it's like we're at a point now where you make enemies just trying to, you know, trying to be friendly to people. Like,
honestly, in any type of industry like this is stuff that's bound to happen. You're gonna make enemies. Like, you can make an enemy and not even realize it. Like, you could be just really successful, and this person can just like look at you like, I don't like that person. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there. I don't like. It's that okay. Am I getting the J pass?
Oh my god, he's got the little head pass.
No, I got the oh god, what's the Yamaka pass?
Yeah, you got the Kippa pass. Yeah, but no, I get it, but it's like maybe that's why I haven't run into much static, is because I haven't been very successful. You know what I mean? Like, it's that cosmic mediocrity where if you try to rise above, there's an equal force to bring you down.
That could be part of it. I would say, with what you're doing now, I think you stand a good chance of being successful. And when you do, be very careful, because you're going to get a lot of people coming out of the woodwork trying to befriend you. Some of them may be genuine, a lot of them may not. So just be careful. That's my advice. And the thing is, the more eyes on you, the more potential there is for malice.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember when I launched the first one, like, there were a lot of people that were suddenly like asking me where I got stuff done, and you know, and I was nice about it. I'm like, yeah, I got this done here, and here I even made videos on how to do certain things, you know, send them to people. And then it was like, hey, I noticed that you got a show, or you got whatever. You think you can help me with my stuff? Crickets. It's like, what have you done for me lately? You know, I'm like, oh God, like, you know, a lot of that. And it's like, what happened to the rising tide lifts all ships? Like,
yeah, like, this is why, like, I try to have people on when I can, you know, because like, I believe in giving back.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm excited for the Merkmaid there, you know, AR-15, or I'm going to call it Ariel, so I apologize, Pixel Trader, if that's not the correct term. But yeah, that project.
Disney's coming after you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good book, and Pixel's a really smart guy. He's got a good team around him. He's already raised $20,000. The book is already successful.
Yeah, that's like 3 times what I pulled in.
That's literally 10 times what I've done. So
damn, yeah, that's impressive, man. That's admirable. But you know,
yeah, Pixel Trader's really smart. Like he is like a really smart guy. I'm in awe of him sometimes, but he's very respectful and humble too. Because like I was a part of this like comics faction before. I'm not going to name it. and that's where I met him. And like I had a falling out with a lot of these people, but I still talked to Pixel because Pixel was always nice to me. He was always respectful. He always treated me like a human being, kind of thing. And that's why we've maintained this our professional friendship, even though like, you know, he's in bed with people that I somewhat despise. You know, he's an engineer of a website that I really don't like. You know, like Pixel and me, we had a conversation about a year ago where I just kind of laid it out to him, like, yeah, I don't like these people, but you're my friend, and let's just not talk about it. And we've you know, and we've been fine.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, dude. It's like, I mean, if they're your friends, they're not going to ask you to pick sides. You know, like I've like, for example, I have some friends. I've even streamed with some friends that have kind of put me in an awkward situation where I just get real quiet because like they have a really, really strong distaste for a certain indie comic book faction. And I'm like, I don't have a distaste for them. I got friends over there, like, what, you know, but I hope that it doesn't come off that I share those views as well. And I've told them that. I'm like, look, if you're gonna make me pick a side, I'm not gonna pick yours. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's like the short end of it. Like, if people ask you to pick a side, they will never pick yours.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna go to the person and be like, you know, the only thing that you can ask of them is, hey, I don't like this person, so anything that I say to you, please don't repeat to them.
Yeah.
Like that is a reasonable ask. Outside it, like, and I think most reasonable people would respect that kind of boundary.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only thing you can say.
Yeah. It's like it brings me back to like the schoolyard days where it's like, we don't talk to so and so. I'm like, dude, I'll sit with anybody at lunch. I don't care. Like, I've been friends with the popular kids, the jocks, the nerds, the band geeks, the skaters, the goth kids, whatever. Doesn't matter. You know, because at the end of the day, it does. You know, when school's out, everybody's gonna have their own cool, unique perspective. Yeah, sure. There's losers amongst all of them. You know, you're going to find a dipshit in the popular kids group just as much as you're going to find one over in the goth kids or the band geeks. So, I don't know. Maybe that makes me a fence sitter. I don't know.
I really don't like the term fence sitter because like there is a hatred for centrists. Like I think there is a fence sitter, and then there is like someone who's actually a centrist. A fence sitter. If your name is Tim Pool, then you're probably a fence sitter.
The beanied one.
Oh, did you see like that photo where it's like a fancy gala? It was like at a wedding. He was like wearing this really nice suit. They just had the beanie on.
Yeah. Man. Dude, just shave your head, man. Nobody will judge. Just do it. Like, we already know you're bald.
Yeah. See, for me, the way that I define a centrist is a person who has opinions from either side. Like, for example, I'm a 2A supporter, but I also believe gays should marry. Like, I have no prejudice against gay people or trans people. It's like, as long you live your life, I have a live and let live philosophy.
Yeah, I'm not paying your bills. I don't care. It's not my business.
You know what you do in your own time is none of my business. Like we're both sitting here at this table. Let's just have some small talk, and I'm not trying to whatever. Like I don't care. That's the thing. But it's just really tough sometimes, because like when you have like, oh, I have an opinion about this, I have an opinion about this, like I've run into a lot of problems with right-leaning people.
Oh, dude, so have I. Like, that's the thing is, like, I mean, I've always considered myself pretty liberal, but now I'm a far right extremist apparently. And I do get along better with a lot of right-leaning people, but I have run into people where there is that dogmatic, like, if you don't agree with me, you're the enemy.
That mostly comes from the left, though. I will be fair.
Yeah, and it happens on both sides, but yeah, the frequency of it on the left is considerable.
You're more likely to come into a right-leaning person where it's like, yeah, I disagree with you. Just pass with a beer. We'll talk about sports for an hour. It's fine.
Yeah, or it's you're not going to change my opinion. I'm not going to change yours. So let's move on.
Here's a perfect capitalization. You go onto a dating site. And you every so often you'll see a post that says, "Swipe right if you're a MAGA, Republican, or conservative. I want nothing to do with you."
Okay.
Like,
thanks for the warning.
Exactly. But you never see swipe right if you're a SJW, blue haired, whatever. You never see those.
Yeah.
You never see those. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like you never see those.
No. Yeah, and I really, it saddens me that we've gotten to this point because 20, 30 years ago, it was never like this. You know, when I was, especially like when I was in the dating pool back in my 20s, 30 years ago, like that stuff never, like there was no political ideology. If you're a Republican, I don't want anything to do with you. Like none of that shit was even on people's profiles back then.
No.
Man. It's hard to believe 20 years ago the internet still existed.
I mean, honestly, you can go 30 years and the internet still existed. You go back to 95.
Yep. Yeah, we're playing Diablo there in 95 or 96 or
Close enough. Yeah, my parents first got online in like 97, 98. They got the In America Online stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember the whole family was in the living room, like most of us were watching TV, and I think it's like one of my sisters was on the computer and she was chatting with a guy in Korea.
Oh, 안녕하세요.
Yeah, she was chatting with your brother. But like I remember like, and this was like live chatting, like AIM kind of stuff. And I remember thinking like, oh, how crazy is that? He's literally talking to someone in Korea right now.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, now the world got a whole lot smaller when the internet came about. Like,
yeah, now literally, I can video chat with someone in Japan right now in like 1080p.
So desu. Yeah, it's yeah, and I don't know, like groups of friends. We got Nick's up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wouldn't. 30 years ago.
I remember in the 2010s, I was friends with this lady. She was a teacher in South Korea.
Oh.
And like I remember I'd be having some phone calls with her when she was like having her lunch, and I just like randomly hear Korean like around her or whatever. It was so wild.
Nice. Back in the day, we didn't have this.
Back in the Michael Bay. Yes, the internet is a blessing and a curse, I'll say. Yeah, I do think, and I feel like we're kind of starting to see like the early stages of it, a pushback towards touching grass.
Yeah. I like the anti-cancel culture stuff we're seeing now. Like, where we're seeing people saying horrible things, and
also Gen Z men are based as hell. Like that, like it is official now.
Yeah,
we have the statistics to back it up now.
Yeah, I think they saw it goes back to the punk rock thing. It's Johnny Rotten, where it's like it's punk rock to now be normal again. Like,
but also you got the thing of like it is natural for kids to rebel. So like for my generation, for our generation, we were raised on the wholesome family values.
Yeah, that's what you want to rebel.
And now it's like, now they're raised on social justice, equity, inclusion.
Yeah.
So of course, they're gonna rebel like this. Like, also, I just do find it ironic that like marrying a like for like a dude is rebelling if he marries a woman, like a virgin or a low body count woman, and stays with her and creates a family. That is an act of rebellion.
Yeah, that's punk rock now. Yeah, that's the counterculture, because the culture has gone to crap now. They don't have the Necrocomic. Klaatu Varata Dict.
Did you hear that? Like Visa, they've been trying to rein in Japan through the money stuff.
Wait, what?
Japan, Visa, the payment processor.
Mm-hmm.
They basically like been trying to control Japan through like, oh, if you don't do DEI, we'll deny your payments or whatever.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay,
you didn't hear
well,
about that?
no, that's it shows you how the infection starts. Like, yeah, like Japan needs to freaking shore up, and they need to.
Well, they're like people are like they're trying to invade Japan. I just
Yeah.
don't think the Japanese are putting up with it.
I hope the Japanese do what Toyotomi did to the Jesuits, because that's the only way they're going to protect that island nation.
See, here's the thing about the Japanese is they may act all like weak and meek and submissive, but that's just a face. You
Yep.
know, if you pick like you got to also like the same Japanese who act like that also have the Yakuza.
Yeah, well, in Japan, it's a two-faced culture. You have the tatame, which is what you present to the public, and then you have the hone, which is your honest, your family, and your friends. And those are two very contrasting personas. So yeah, they may be soft, gentle, and softly, smiling, but yeah, they're also the inventors of the katana. Like they'll cut you.
Yeah, and also the Japanese are very racist.
Oh God, yeah.
Like
I mean,
you think white people are racist against black people? Be a black person in Japan, or even worse, be a black person dating a Japanese woman in Japan. Oh my god!
Kaidane doshitainda. Yeah,
like you think it's brutal. Like just try and go on a black person going on a date with a Japanese woman in Japan. The harassment those two will receive.
Well, I've seen videos of that, but South Korea is worse. As bad as like Japan, has like the everybody's a Kichikubehe or like a Baka Gaijin or whatever, like you go over to South Korea and they are just shameless about it. Like it's there's like signs and like like I experienced it the first time.
Like if you're LeBron James, you might have a good experience in Korea and Japan. But that's just because you're famous, you have money. But your average person,
Oh my god. You see what they do in China, man? I was just like horrified. Well, there's also a filler word in China in the Chinese language. When I first heard it at work, I almost freaking shit myself.
Like, well, in China, I'm sure you've heard of the white monkey jobs.
Oh yeah. But like the N-bomb basically with a soft A is their filler word. So like the way we say or whatever, they'll actually say that word. I heard a coworker saying it on the phone once while he was talking to his family during like the Lunar New Year stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, am I about to be involved in an HR incident? But that was like 10 years ago. So, but
yeah,
whew. Yeah, Asia as a rule of thumb, every Asian country hates every other Asian country. So, and they're all racist.
It's like. It's like the Koreans and the Japanese, and the Koreans and the Chinese, and the Koreans and the Laos, and the Koreans and the Koreans.
Yeah,
damn Koreans.
Yeah, but it's
sorry, I had to do the bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, God, in World War II, like what Japan did to Korea, like, when I saw what Johnny Somali did to that monument after what I've got in my family based on that. Like I saw the Kill Bill Red.
Also, Japan has not. I think they haven't apologized for the comfort women. Or like, there's certain things with Korea they haven't apologized. Like they've apologized for a lot of stuff, but they haven't actually made amends for stuff they did to Korea.
Well, you heard of like what is it? God, I'm probably gonna butcher it. It's like Unit 437 or whatever.
Yeah, that was basically the Japanese Auschwitz, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was like Mengele. Like that was, and yeah, they just. Yeah, and it's like, yep, we're supposed to ignore that. But like, the problem is though, is like it was like with my ex from Germany. I don't.
Germany needs cute Germany needs to make their own cute anime girls. They'll forget.
Well, no, I hate how modern generations are expected to be like apologetic for their ancestors' misdeeds. Like my ex was like. Super like the whole Holocaust and
like honestly, that kind of whole stuff is really See,
like, you
yeah,
never did
Germany's
it.
really weird because they're apologetic, but if you just look at some of the stuff their politicians are saying, they're desperate to go back there.
Jawohl. Das Juden ist verboten. Like,
Also,
nein,
it's very
bitte.
clear they're not. They like over the past 80 years, their tactic has been controlling things through money, not kind of stuff. Because if I remember correctly, there were former Yazidis involved in the formation of the EU because the EU was formed in the 50s.
Oh yeah, well, Operation Paperclip. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like South America is basically like mostly German now.
Oh, did you hear that some paper has been released that said the German painter actually did go to Argentina and like he died in the 60s?
Yeah, lived out. Yeah, amen, Jason. Yeah, you shouldn't be held accountable for the sins of your forebears. Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't expect to be held.
I have never owned any slaves.
Yeah.
And the only thing I've enslaved is a couple hard drives.
Yeah.
God. I got my headphones are yelling in my ear. The batteries are running low, so we
Oh,
should probably, no, it's like battery low, battery low.
Isn't it like an Asian woman's voice where she's like battery low,
Kind of, yeah. All right. Oh, just did it again. So tomorrow we're doing Cyberpunk. We're doing more Cyberpunk stuff. You guys have been loving that. And then on Sunday we're doing our ode to the Super Nintendo. Tuesday, doing more Player's Choice games. Wednesday, I'll be publishing some new Screecher art. I'll be getting that on Sunday. That's really freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Friday, I have not decided, but at the end of the month for the 30th, we'll be for the Friday night feature. We are doing Casino Royale.
Nice. Love that one. The remake or the original?
The one from 2006 with Daniel Craig.
Nice, the remake. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and Forrester will be there. I actually had this exact same conversation with them earlier. But thank you everybody. And remember, I can let you the door. You don't have to walk through it.